Some lawmakers were critical of Bondi's handling of the case, like Congressman Jamie Raskin.
You acted with some mixture of staggering incompetence, cold indifference, and jaded cruelty.
Bondi called him a loser lawyer and then got into it with Congressman Ted Lieu.
I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you.
Russia hit Ukraine with another drone and missile barrage overnight in the capital Kyiv and other cities, and a Ukrainian athlete who made a statement about that war on his helmet was disqualified today at the Winter Olympics. Vladislav Haraskevich not allowed to compete in the skeleton.
His specially designed helmet displayed images of Ukrainian athletes killed as a result of Russia's invasion. The IOC told him it was a political message and therefore banned. It says Haraskevich didn't consider any form of compromise, such as wearing a black armband.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG heading for a high at 64. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 6:08. 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 42 in Galena, 42 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. Opposing the death penalty in Oklahoma.
At 9 o'clock this morning, a vigil will begin for convicted killer Kendrick Antonio Simpson. Members of the Oklahoma Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty will hold the vigil in front of the governor's mansion in Oklahoma City. At 10 a.m., participants will stand in silence until a notice of a stay of execution is received or the execution scheduled for 10 a.m. is carried out. There will also be a vigil at the penitentiary in McAllister. Simpson was convicted of killing 2 people outside an Oklahoma City nightclub. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Exposing Arctic frost. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley is upset that his call logs were spied on by the Biden administration. This as he grilled the CEOs of major cell phone companies.
We're talking here about members of Congress. If you are a normal person, if you are a working person out there, just think of the fact that these guys, with one exception, Mr. McAtee's company, AT&T, all the other guys just handed over this data. They couldn't do it fast enough. They rushed to do it. When they want to bill you, they can find you in a heartbeat. When it comes time to protect your data, they're nowhere to be found. It is absolutely a disgrace.
Hawley says everyone should switch to AT&T because Verizon and T-Mobile are terrible.
There were 114 fire-related deaths in Missouri last year. That according to provisional data from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. Fire Marshal Tim Bean says fire causes vary, but he says in the winter, improper space heater use is often to blame.
Not thinking, setting them in proximity of our beds or furniture, clothing on the floor, or just articles, we have in our homes.
He also urges residents to keep 3 feet of clearance around the heater. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. It's 42 at 6:04, going on 6:05. News Talk, KZRG.
Good news. East 15th Street is now open following progress on stormwater improvements in the area between Highway Avenue and Mississippi Avenue. This, of course, happening in Joplin. The work was part of the stormwater project in the Texas Avenue area and was one of the 9 stormwater projects being funded through the American Rescue Plan Act, a.k.a. ARPA. The city of Joplin says the road is currently drivable and final paving will be completed in the coming weeks.
A revenge porn case in Barton County. 25-year-old Gavin Xander Hall faces a first-degree harassment charge for allegedly sending revenge porn to the boss and text messages to the father of his wife after the two separated and she moved to Springfield. Hall's bond is set at $1,000 cash or surety in that case. Hall's on probation from a 2023 case in Greene County in which he received a suspended sentence after he pleaded guilty to charge of unlawful use of a weapon. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, The MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State in a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, the service of the city of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling cart today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle. It's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
And I'm Ted Bojorquez.
Next news at 6:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here's your KZRG forecast. We'll see a few clouds around into sunrise, a low near 40. Mild weather again on Thursday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 63. Just a few clouds around on Thursday night, low 42. Partly sunny Friday, afternoon high quite warm in the upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Give your house a fresh new feel with new furniture or flooring today. See the pros at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 42 in Baxter Springs, 42 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 6:08.
Planning to store your RV this fall and winter? Don't let it sit and cost you money. Let Cola RV Consignment help you sell it fast. With Cola, there's no hassle. Their skilled team handles marketing, nationwide exposure, all paperwork, and they've got the largest used inventory in the Midwest. Let Cola RV put your RV in front of eager buyers today. Visit Cola RV in Carthage and turn your RV into cash before the snow falls. Don't store it, sell it with Cola. Cola RV, where buying or selling your RV is as easy as can be.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by...
Good morning, everyone. Avery is here. Weekend just around the corner. Fun fact, Avery, Thursday, my favorite day of the week. Most people choose Friday or Saturday. Thursday is my favorite day of the week. Hey, George, Sarisa, good morning. William, what's going on, man? Clarence.
To switch to an American wireless company that's truly...
How much is the discount on the heater?
My name is Wendy Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money.
Yes, way too early for dad jokes, Avery, but I promise that won't stop Steve Scott.
Uh-oh, dad joke. What?
Because they're talking about a space heater, making sure there's enough clearance, right? And Avery said, Clarence, how much of a discount is on that heater?
On that policy, I am so grateful.
Oh, that.
Free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
If you've been putting off going to the dentist out of fear, you're not alone.
A lot of people sit in our chairs and confess the same thing every day.
But here's the part they never expect.
How comfortable they can feel going to the dentist with safe and effective sedation dentistry.
It's designed to help calm your fears before you ever walk through our doors.
You stay relaxed, comfortable, and in control of any nerves or anxiety from start to finish.
So if you're ready to finally face your fear,
we're here to help you take that first step towards a better dental experience with sedation dentistry.
And we promise you won't be doing it alone.
Call Joplin Family Dental to discover the comfortable way to a new smile.
Or schedule an appointment at our new Carthage location today.
You can also learn more at joplindental.com.
Where did you get that smile? Joplin Family Dental.
You're listening to News Talk KZRG 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. From Studio 1Z. With the latest news, commentary, and weather. It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
6:10. That's the KZRG News Time. Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Attorney General Pam Bondi sat down for a testimony in front of Congress yesterday regarding the Epstein files. Boy, did it devolve into a clown show very quickly.
Did I hear something about Trump derangement syndrome?
You heard something about everything.
Oh, okay.
All of it was going on.
Except for the Epstein files?
Yeah, except for some answers that I think most people wanted to hear. Now, you may or may not know this, but Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt was actually at that hearing. He was one of the representatives that got to question Pam Bondi. We're going to be joined live by Kansas Congressman Derek Schmidt in about 30 minutes here at around 6:40, and he's going to be giving us a post-game meeting, a little post-game interview on what the heck we listened to yesterday. So be tuned in for that.
It's going to be mostly sunny today. It's going to be up to about 64 for the high. Winds out of the south gusting as high as 21 miles per hour. Mostly clear down to 43 tonight. There is a 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. On Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 68. And Friday night, showers likely, low of 52. Chance of precipitation is 80%. And then on Saturday, more showers, 58 for the high. And we have a 100% chance of showers on Saturday. So that's going to be a wet day for the day on Saturday. But the good news is that showers should be ending before midnight on Saturday night.
Yeah. Zimmer Storm Center app. Get it? Don't forget it. Have it on your phone. All right. We have some bad news this morning.
Oh, what do we have?
Go ahead and hit it, Steve. I know you're excited. Road work popping off next Monday, February 16th. It's happening in the Joplin area on I-44 at Missouri Route 4386, a.k.a. Exit 6. Now, this is the exit by Mercy Hospital, and Stapleton Elementary School is near there, or Freeman area. That's sort of that part of town, right? So that's that exit. If you're familiar, I-44 getting off near the hospitals, that's the exit we're going to be seeing some road work in. In addition to that, there's also going to be road work also starting. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Steve.
Okay.
Steve's his favorite button. There's also going to be road work happening the same day on the I-44 Rangeline Road exit, a.k.a. Exit 8. Now, that's the exit on the south end of Joplin. It's sort of by Sam's Club and by all the hotels and the Denny's and stuff like that. Cracker Barrels down there, yeah, that type of thing. So that's that exit.
Social Security Administration's there.
My favorite of the administrations.
AT&T call center's down there.
I frequent there recreationally. Me and my buds, we like to go and hang out at the AT&T call center. Some call it loitering. We call it having a good time.
The Joplin License Bureau is even in that area.
They're dead to me. The Joplin License Bureau killed my father, so they're dead to me.
I'm sorry, I hadn't heard that. I guess I should have been here yesterday.
You missed a lot of 24 hours, Steve. I'm just joking. I got no beef, zero beef against the Joplin License Bureau. I'm just messing
good.
All right, this road work starting off next Monday. It's going from next Monday to next Thursday, the 16th to the 20th, so not too long of a stretch. Now, the good news is it's happening from 9 to 5. That is
working 9 to 5.
That is 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. This is going to be overnight work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's good in that it's not going to be a huge strain on your daily commute. But if you are a late night driver, or if you work night shift,
or early morning shift,
early morning shift, then you might see some issues.
So in other words, my wife on her way to work will have to worry about it as she's on her way to that direction going down Main Street.
Yeah, I'll be sure to tell her later for when I'm there for family game night.
I'm sure
I'll let her
will.
know as I arrive with my bottle of sparkling wine.
Yeah, we're going to be celebrating a birthday tonight.
Mine, right?
No, one of my grandsons.
Okay.
His birthday is Saturday.
All right. Well, way to rub it in. Whatever. Now, contractor crews, basically, they're going to be inspecting truss signs because we need to trust that they work. All right. Now, during the day, this road work will, yeah, thank you. What is that? No, it's the drum roll.
Oh, where's the other one?
We don't have it.
Oh, okay.
Now, during the day, those lanes will be open, so that's good. All right, hit the button again, Steve. More road work. We got a twofer today. Look at that. Actually, this road work is actually good news for road work.
Really?
A lot of the times, like we just did, we announce when road work is about to start as a warning. Seldom do we announce when road work is completed. And we're going to break that little trend. And we have the announcement some road work is completed, Steve.
All right, one's over.
One is finally over. 6:15 is the KZRG news time, by the way. East 15th Street in Joplin, now open, following progress on stormwater improvements in the area between Highway Avenue and Mississippi Avenue. So that road work on 15th that's kind of cut the city in half a little bit, I guess in third maybe, that's done. Look at that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, pretty sweet. So no longer do you need to go to 20th or to 7th to get through to Range Line off of 15th.
Now the wastewater in that area has a place to go.
Steve's house.
No, Ted's house.
They did direct pipage straight
Ted's
to Steve's
house. Take care of dead spiders.
Now, the work was part of the stormwater project in the Texas Avenue area and was one of the 9 stormwater projects being funded through ARPA dollars. Now, again, that road is currently open and drivable, but you may notice that it still maybe looks a little funky, and that reason why is because they will not be doing the final paving until a few weeks from now. So there's still some work to be done on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's because the paving requires consistently warmer temperatures, so maybe we'll have to have KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith to kind of work on getting those warmer temperatures here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know that, but apparently asphalt plants are seasonal. They pretty much only work in hot heat, which I didn't realize. Kind of makes sense why some road work takes forever.
That's true. That's very true.
So anyway, now the goal of that project was to improve stormwater flow through that part of Joplin and reduce the risk of flooding on roadways and properties after storms and things of that nature. So that's cool. Now, these types of projects, a little look behind the curtain on the mechanics on how they work. Apparently, they install concrete inlets and stormwater boxes and really big pipes, basically to just make sure that a lot of water can be moving all at once.
Not the little pipes like are used in bongs. Big pipes.
In bongs?
Yeah, those are the little pipes.
Steve, do you have something on your mind this morning?
Nope.
Did you take a little trip to Greenlight yesterday after work?
No, I sure didn't.
Let me see your pupils. How dilated. Steve, those are dilated.
I'll look into the camera.
Those are neon red eyeballs I'm looking at, Steve. It is 6:18 in the a.m. Shame on you, sir. I know it's legal in Missouri, but my God, have some self-respect.
I have plenty.
I have too much. So anyway.
Yes, you do.
That's what's going on with the road work in the area. Hey, a couple of other things. We talked about it already. Kansas Congressman Derek Schmidt, he's going to be joining us live this morning in about 20 minutes here. Why this is going to be a pretty neat interview to listen in on is he was actually present for Pam Bondi's testimony to Congress regarding the Epstein files. And let me tell you, it devolved into a little bit of chaos pretty quickly.
Just a little bit?
Just a skosh. And we're going to be talking to him because he had a front row seat to that. As a matter of fact, I want to play you one clip really quick here.
Sure.
In case you missed that 4-hour testimony that took place yesterday in Congress with Pam Bondi regarding the Epstein files, take a listen to just this clip to see how chaotic it got.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I
anything.
did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I
Not
said
a
that
few more,
already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler. Go
All
ahead.
right.
My time.
Oh, I'm trending right now. Oh, wow. He has time to check his trending.
Somebody, for the love of God, call Bravo TV. You don't tell me anything. After that, she went up and snatched his weave, and then it was really over.
I could picture that, seeing the weave go, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, anyway, Kansas Congressman Derek Schmidt, he was present live for that. We're going to be getting his analysis on...
Was it as fired up with the Republicans or just the Democrats?
Thomas Massey got pretty fired up, and a couple of other Republicans did as well. But we're going to be getting into that later on today, so we have that at 7:10 and 7:40. We also have a little bit of special programming that we're going to be airing live this morning. It's a a kind of a deeper look at the mechanics behind the decision that was made by the Joplin City Council to annex and rezone land that could become a data center. Now, to clarify, this is not the Bible of how everything in the world works. It's just a deeper look on the specific mechanics on how the City Council came to that decision and some of the background regarding it. That's all. So you're not going to have every single answer under the sun in there, but hopefully it's going to shed a little bit of light on that process. In addition to that, there's been rumor that the data center that is going in or that could show up in Joplin is a Bitcoin mining facility that is run by a Chinese company. There is rumor that that is happening. We address that in this series. We talk about it. We take a look at it. And hopefully we answer that question. That's coming up at 7:10 for part 1 and 7:40 for part 2. Stay tuned. You're going to want to listen to it.
KZRG's Big 3 on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
In the mysterious Nancy Guthrie case, police located a mysterious glove about a mile and a half away from her house. This could be a significant find if it's proved to be connected to the crime. DNA tests are being conducted.
Number 2.
The House passing an election integrity bill that is aimed at keeping non-citizens from voting in the U.S. federal elections. This will require proof of citizenship in the voter registration process and information sharing between state election officials and federal authorities to verify said citizenship.
Number 1.
Immigrant rights groups are trying to get a suit tossed. The suit would prohibit the U.S. Census Bureau from counting people who are in the U.S. illegally during the 2030 census.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Pam Bondi testimony regarding the Epstein files yesterday? You just heard a little bit of it. What are your thoughts? We want to know. Leave us an open mic message. We'll play it live on air here, or you can text us at 417-782-1310. Coming up, what's going on with your money? Money. On News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here's your KZRG forecast. It'll stay on the mild to warm side the rest of the week. A few clouds into sunrise, a low near 40. Mostly sunny weather ahead Thursday, high 63. And a few scattered clouds Thursday night, low 42. Friday's mild, feels like early spring, partly sunny, high 67. Some rain showers then arrive late Friday night, low 51. On and off again rain Saturday, a little cooler, highs in the upper 50s. Drying out Sunday, mostly sunny skies, a low in the mid 40s, high 61. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
Our dogs bring us the most joy. They make the rough days better and the good days great. At All Dogs Dream, they hope for a world where every dog has everything they need. So they ask that you join them for their Spread the Love Drive. Donations of things like training treats, collars, leashes, and cleaning supplies like paper towels, soap, and laundry detergent are incredibly helpful for local adoption organizations. With All Dogs Dream Spread the Love Drive, they will be helping supply organizations who find loving homes for retired breeding dogs. And with your help, All Dogs Dream can ensure their needs are met while these organizations look for their forever home. Join them in the Spread the Love Drive at All Dogs Dream, just north of Neosho on Gateway Drive. Find more info and book your dog's reservation online at alldogsdream.com. Join us as we spread the love for those retired breeding dogs looking for forever homes at All Dogs Dream.
Daniel, the phones are blowing up again, and this winter storm's got everyone's electricity acting wild.
How wild?
Customer number 1 said their house is having mood swings worse than teenagers without Wi-Fi.
Ooh, that's serious. No Wi-Fi? That's end of the world stuff right there.
I told them we can fix the flickering and install a generator so they never lose power again.
That's right. When in doubt, just iPocket.
Okay, customer number 2 says their cousin told them to tap the breaker with a spoon.
A spoon? Why is it always a spoon?
Exactly what I said. I told them, put it down and step away slowly.
That's right. Friends don't let friends spoon their electrical panel.
And then customer number 3 says their generator only starts when her husband goes outside and performs what she calls the snowstorm shuffle.
If your generator requires interpretive dance to function, it's time to iPocket with iPoc Electric and Solar. We're ready to be your winter storm electrical team. Stay warm, stay safe with iPoc Electric. Start today at iPocElectric.com.
When you got a clog that can't be beat. When your shower water is above your feet. When you flush that bowl and it makes you frown.
Spring River makes that drain go down.
Hi, it's Nathan with Spring River Drain and Sewer. We treat all of our customers neighborly because we are your neighbors. Our licensed drain experts are from here, so you won't find us showing up with tricky sales tactics or wasting your time. We charge flat rate pricing.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Show up. We proudly treat you like a friend and neighbor, not just another business transaction. Call Spring River Drain and Sewer and get started on fixing your sewer or drains
Doc.
today.
Spencer, I got 4 acres on West 20th next to this new data center. Do you think the data center will buy my land out my family? Said that might be a way. Wait, what? I got 4 acres next to this data center. Do you think the data center will buy my land, buy out my family? Buy my land out. Got it. Sorry. My family said that might be a way to get away from it. LOL. I'm not sure, Spencer. I'm not sure. I will say this, Spencer. There's a lot that needs to happen before a data center can be put in, though. And this, what we're going to be playing and airing at 7:10 and 7:40, kind of goes into what needs to be done, all the steps and stuff. So it's not a done deal quite yet. But I'm not sure. Maybe.
Actors who were trying to clone it by repeatedly prompting it, sometimes with thousands of different queries. The attackers appear to want to use the information to build or bolster their own AI, and the company believes the culprits are mostly private companies or researchers looking to gain a competitive advantage. McDonald's reported quarterly earnings and revenue that topped analyst expectations as its value push wins back customers. The fast food giant reported fourth quarter net income of $3.03 per share, up from $2.80 per share a year earlier. Meta has announced plans to build a 1 gigawatt data center in Indiana. The over $10 billion data center will be located in the town of Lebanon, a suburb of Indianapolis. It represents one of the largest infrastructure projects to date, handling both Meta's AI workloads and its core products. Futures are pointing higher after the Dow broke a 3-day winning streak yesterday but stayed above 50,000. That's your money now.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
News, talk, commentary, and hard truths. All those can be heard when you tune into the Mark Levin Show every weekday from 5 to 8 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 6:30, 42 in Joplin, 45 in Miami, 37 in the Neosho area. Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott. It's going to be a nice day today, mostly sunny, high of 64. Tonight, mostly clear down to 43. Then we've got a 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny with a high of 68. More showers possible, 80% chance of them happening tomorrow night, low of 52. 100% chance of showers on Saturday with a high of only 58, according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Coming up after the news in about 10 minutes here, Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt. We're going to be talking to him about that Pam Bondi, Jeffrey Epstein testimony that happened yesterday. That's coming up next. Good morning.
At 6:30, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Searching for Nancy.
White House being sued.
Oklahoma execution today. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 64. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologists following sports. That'll be at 6:38. It is now 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 42 in Baxter Springs, 42 in Joplin, FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, and on your smart speaker News Talk KZRG. Another potential clue in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Sources tell Fox News officials in Arizona are investigating one set of gloves found in the area of Nancy Guthrie's home. This a day after the FBI released images and video from a doorbell camera the morning of her disappearance, showing an armed individual tampering with the camera. In the footage, the individual appears to be wearing dark gloves along with a backpack. The Pima County Sheriff's Department detaining a man for questioning Tuesday night, but releasing him soon after. The department says it's received nearly 18,000 calls on its tip line about the 84-year-old's disappearance since February 1st, the FBI offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to her recovery. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
4 states are suing the White House over the loss of federal public health money.
The Democratic-led states, California, Colorado, Illinois, and Minnesota, claim the cuts were intended as retribution and say it will hurt efforts for HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. The states say the $600 million in federal money has already been allocated. The administration has revised the CDC's priorities and its approach on specific communities. The agency says the approach is not translated into measurable improved health for minorities. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Oklahoma set to execute a man convicted in a double 2006 drive-by shooting murder.
46-year-old Kendrick Simpson will go to his death, having first apologized for killing the two men. Today's scheduled execution will be the first of the year in Oklahoma and the second in the United States. The apology coming in a clemency hearing, which failed to convince the parole board to set aside his execution, and yesterday the U.S. Supreme Court also rejected his late appeal to spare him the death penalty. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
It is 42 at 6:33. News Talk, KZRG.
A proposed change to the city charter.
Joplin residents going to be seeing this on their April 7th ballot. Should the term emergency ordinance be changed to expedited ordinance? Currently, when the city council needs to act on certain issues, the item may be considered as an emergency, which allows the council to hold a single reading of the bill, get public input, then vote on the matter at a single meeting. All other ordinances require second and third readings. The intent of this proposed amendment to make the process easier for you to understand, clarifying the ordinance does not need to invoke a true emergency to be considered through this faster process. I'm Ty Albright, News Talk KZRG.
There was another fire in the Joplin Metro. Like a fire late last week, it included thick black smoke. It happened near West Zora and Peace Church Avenue a little before 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. About 24 tires burned, as well as some other things. Fire crews from Joplin and Carl Junction helped put the fire out. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 42, it's now 6:34. News Talk, KZRG.
In Vernon County, no luck for 49-year-old Jeffrey Luck of Nevada. He faces multiple felony charges after a witness claimed they saw him trying to break into 2 structures. He was placed under arrest, but Luck's bad luck wasn't over. At the Vernon County Jail, a baggie containing meth was found folded up in a dollar bill on his person. He faces multiple charges.
Dawson's Creek star James Vanderbeek passing away. Chanley Painter has more.
The actor passing away after publicly battling cancer for almost a year and a half. His official Instagram saying this, quote, "Our beloved James David Vanderbeek passed peacefully this morning. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and the sacredness of time. Those days will come. For now, we ask for peaceful privacy as we grieve our loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend." The 48-year-old husband and father of 6 children was best known for his role in the 90s teen soap opera Dawson's Creek and movies like Texas Rangers and Varsity Blues.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, the MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of the City of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling card today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle. It's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch is springtime, not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today, plenty of sunshine. Warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Nothing showing up precipitation-wise on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar this morning. It's 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh. It's 42 in Columbus. It's 42 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time now, 6:38.
Living in Lamar, I know the value of access to local medical clinics. I also know how important it is to be valued as a person, not a number. Access Family Care wants to keep you healthy. We will help with prevention advice on everything from diabetes to cancer to HIV. We accept all Missouri Medicaid plans, Access Family Care, health care for your entire family. For more information, visit us at accessfamilycare.org.
Quality, compassionate healthcare. accessfamilycare.org.
3 blind mice turn to 30 blind mice. They eat all your food. They chew up your shoe. The cold makes them look for a warm place to hide. They won't go away no matter how hard you try. Come bug away to get them out of your life. Now there's 60 blind mice. Now there's 90 blind mice.
Hey, it's Doug and Rory from Bug Away Pest Control. Of course, we spend a lot of time on bugs, but we can help get rid of rodents too.
Cold weather leaves mice looking for a warm home for the winter.
Not only are rodents destructive, but they also carry a number of viruses and diseases.
At Bug Away Pest Control, we can be quick as a cat to get rid of your rodent problem.
Remember, if you don't see our logo, it's a no-go. There's only one place where you can get Doug and Rory's pest-free guarantee.
We do exactly what we say. We keep the bugs and rodents away.
Customer satisfaction is our #1 goal at Bug Away Pest Control.
Want to know what's really going on? Then join me, Chris Plant, every weekday from 9 to 11 on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
6:40, that's the KZRG News Time. 42 in Joplin, 37 in Neosho, 45 in the Peoria region. It's Ted Bojorquez.
It's Steve Scott.
Joining us live this morning is Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt. Congressman, thanks for being here today.
Hey, good morning, fellas, and thanks for having me back on.
Well, Congressman, I wanted to start off this morning with the big story, and that is that Pam Bondi hearing that took place in D.C. yesterday regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. I know you were actually present for it. You actually got to question Attorney General Bondi on this, so you had a front row seat. What was your take on that show, man? I mean, that was crazy.
Well, it was, I like to say, lively, which I guess is a euphemism for, just sort of noisy and I don't even know what else. I mean, look, the purpose of this hearing, every year the Judiciary Committee conducts an oversight hearing for the Department of Justice. It's customary. The Attorney General comes in and committee members can ask anything they want. So there wasn't a focus on one particular topic. Pretty much all of the Democrats wanted to ask about the Epstein files, and they spent hours doing that. There were some Republican questions on that. There were a lot of Republican questions, including my own, on some of the illegal immigration enforcement, some of the steps that the department's taken that have really driven down the numbers at the border, and that have done some of the removal operations of folks that are hiding in sanctuary cities. They're criminal illegal aliens, came here, committed other crimes, and are supposed to be not just punished under their state law, but also deported when they finished their sentence. And so, we covered a lot of ground yesterday, but it was, as I think I said in my questioning, it was, at least in my perspective, it was probably not Congress's finest moment.
Yeah, there was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, indeed. And, the Epstein thing is a pretty hot-button issue, one that kind of seems, and like you said, I know it wasn't just about Epstein, but that's kind of what it turned into, and that's kind of a bipartisan thing. I wanted to ask you specifically, one of the more viral moments was the Thomas Massey line of questioning. Thoughts on the whole co-conspirators being redacted? Does that concern you at all?
Sure. I mean, the department released 3 million documents. There apparently are more, and the reason I say apparently is it's a little hard to discern exactly what the facts here are, because there are, there's whatever the facts are, and then there's so much politics and sort of national media scrutiny that's surrounded this. It's hard to tell exactly what's true. But anyway, there are a whole lot of documents that have been released, which is good, and there apparently are more that need to come, so they need to. Of the ones that have been released, it appears that there were some things redacted that should not have been. They need to be unredacted, as it were, and the Attorney General pledged yesterday to do that. And there also apparently were some things such as victims' names that should have been redacted but were not. That obviously needs to get rectified as quickly as possible, though it may be impossible to fix any harm that's occurred from that once the names are out there. But the Attorney General also pledged to fix those. So, I don't know what to make of all of this, other than I think it's very good that the information is finally coming out. I voted for the law to cause that to happen. I think, as the old saying goes, sunshine is the best disinfectant, and I think that they need to get this all out there.
Yeah. It's Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt here on News Talk KZRG. Congressman, do you foresee any of this leading to arrests when it comes to the Epstein saga?
Well, I hope so. I worked on the law enforcement side for a long time, and sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect between what appears to be the case in publicly released information and what is provable in a court of law. I don't know that that's the case here. I'm just saying that I've seen cases before where there is sort of a public expectation and that you just couldn't turn the information that was out there in the press and the public into evidence that you can use in a courtroom. So I hope that there is enough evidence here that folks who committed terrible crimes can be found, prosecuted, held accountable. I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. KZRG News Time 645. Kansas Congressman Derek Schmidt here on News Talk KZRG. I also wanted to talk to you about something that didn't make quite as many headlines, but is still a pretty big deal, and that is the U.S.-India trade deal. What's going on with that?
It is a big deal. Obviously we have a long history of, especially in modern history, of substantial trade with China. The challenge with that is that while we are big trading partners with China, with materials flowing both ways, but there's an imbalance. Mostly it's Chinese products flowing into the United States. We also have other very significant dynamics in the relationship with China. Big communist power, major global power with military ambitions. And so as we work to manage all of those issues, the Chinese market becomes less predictable for the United States, and that's tough on American exporters, tough on farmers and ranchers, for example. All of that, in my view at least, makes it so important that we work very intently on building up our trade relationship with India. Also, obviously, a huge market. I don't know if it's still called an emerging economy because in many ways it's emerged, but certainly a tremendous economic growth potential in India. And a place that we can really build some stabilizing export markets, especially for our ag products. So I was really pleased that the administration has reached what they're calling a framework sort of an initial framework on a trade agreement with India. There have been lots of trade barriers to getting into the Indian market, especially with American agricultural exports. India protects its rural economy, its food production economy very tightly. But they've started to agree now in this new deal that's been preliminarily announced. They started to agree to buy more American products, including more agriculture products. I mean, three areas I had really pushed hard on over the last 6-7 months that I was really glad the administration got in the framework agreement. India's agreed to buy more American sorghum. Kansas is the biggest sorghum producer, milo producer in the world, and so that's huge for the rural Kansas economy. They've agreed to buy more dried distillers grains. Again, Kansas a big producer, big exporter. And they've agreed to buy more American soybean oil, which is also a huge product for Kansas. A lot of soybean producers, and also in the area I represent, a couple of soybean crushing plants that produce the oil that can be exported, or at least that produce the oil that can be sold into the market that will then be bolstered by the additional export markets. And so, this was a big step forward. Now we got to make sure the administration can follow through and actually turn it into action that does the things that have now been promised in the framework. It's a good breakthrough, not just in the short term, but in the long term in terms of providing us an alternative to being beholden to the Chinese market.
Yeah, Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt here on News Talk KZRG. I feel like China's like a toxic girlfriend. Like, we're kind of stuck with them, and we need them to an extent, but we're always fighting with them, and we simply don't trust them. And so that's interesting, this idea that, hey, hopefully we're not just talking about breaking up with this little relationship here. Hopefully this is a tangible step towards moving on, right?
Well, I haven't heard that metaphor used in this context before, but I like it, and I think there's a certain truth in that, yes.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad there's something somewhat new under the sun for you, Congressman.
There's new things every day. Most of them are good. Some days you say, well, let's try that one again.
Congressman, I also wanted to ask you about DHS funding, Department of Homeland Security funding. I know that's a hot topic issue. I know the Democrats are not a big fan of it because obviously that's linked to ICE. What's going on with that?
Well, the big picture here is we've been trying to get all 12 of the annual appropriation bills done this year. That hasn't happened since the 1990s. We have 11 out of the 12 done on the president's desk, and he signed into law, so we're very close. We had an agreement with, it was bipartisan, bicameral. It was House and Senate leadership. It was Republicans and Democrats to pass the final bill, the funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Things were on track, and then the second shooting in Minneapolis occurred. And the Democrats in the Senate they basically reneged on the deal. They said, we're not going to do this. We want something different with respect to ICE and CBP funding. And I suppose that's a prerogative, although it's a little bit of a strange position for them to take because, for reasons that aren't that interesting, by blocking this bill, they're actually going to slightly increase funding for ICE and CBP, stop funding for the Transportation Security Agency that we all use when we board an airplane, for the Secret Service, for the Coast Guard, and the bill that we'd agreed on had some reforms in it for ICE and CBP. For example, it had body camera money and requirements in it. It had additional training for agents on de-escalation techniques, which obviously are sorely needed in some applications. And so it's a little bit of a strange position they've taken, but my guess is they're under such pressure from some of their Democrat base voters that they just feel they have to, sort of dig in and fight. So we're trying to find a path forward. I think everybody agrees it makes no sense at all to impede funding for the Coast Guard, TSA, Secret Service. FEMA is another one that's affected when nobody's upset about those things. So I'm hopeful at a bare minimum we can get that done, and at least then the fight's limited to Customs Border Protection and ICE. But we'll see. I don't know exactly where we are. We need to do something really today. Funding runs out tomorrow. So we at least need to extend it short term, but we'll see where we can get some agreement here.
Yeah, and how close are we to getting that last thing done? How close are we to striking a deal with the Dems?
I really think we are in agreement on everything except the ICE and CBP portion, and one school of thought is then let's just fund everything else and break it out, leave those two sort of hanging there to fight about going forward. But I don't know. That is, as they say, way above my pay grade. It's Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, and the two Democrat leaders, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, and ultimately the president that really have to make that deal. But I do hope they can get it sort of struck and we can move forward. It makes no sense to force a shutdown of those agencies over this dispute. So we'll see.
It's Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt. Congressman, thank you again very, very much for joining us this morning. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Ted. Thanks, Steve. My pleasure. We'll talk with you later.
Have a good one. That was Kansas U.S. Congressman Derek Schmidt here on News Talk KZRG.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
In the mysterious Nancy Guthrie case, police located a mysterious glove about a mile and a half away from her house. This could be a significant find if it's proved to be connected to the crime. DNA tests are being conducted.
Number 2.
The House passing an election integrity bill that is aimed at keeping non-citizens from voting in the U.S. federal elections. This will require proof of citizenship in the voter registration process and information sharing between state election officials and federal authorities to verify said citizenship.
Number 1.
Immigrant rights groups are trying to get a suit tossed. The suit would prohibit the U.S. Census Bureau from counting people who are in the U.S. illegally during the 2030 census.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Pam Bondi testimony regarding the Epstein files? We want to know. Leave us an open mic message. Totally free to do so on the KZRG app. If you do it, we'll play it live on air here. Hey, coming up at 7:10 and 7:40, a special little look at some of the mechanics that went behind the decision that the Joplin City Council made to annex and rezone land that could become a data center. That's coming up the next hour. And coming up next, Sean Hannity's Morning Minute. You can tune in to Sean Hannity every single weekday starting at 2 on News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch of springtime not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today. Plenty of sunshine. Warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high, but we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Gary! What's going on, Gary? Eileen! Good morning, Eileen.
Hello, Gary Eileen.
No, it's Gary, Eileen.
Gary, Eileen.
It's not Gary Eileen. Gary, is your last name Eileen? I don't think so.
Valentine's Day. I'm sure it's great for couples.
Gary said, come on, Ted. The media is never going to cover anything that benefits Trump, especially a trade deal.
Morning, Doc.
February 14th can be dumpster day. And raise any sign of that loser with the help of Big John's roll-off service. We call it therapeutic separation cleaning. And nothing will make you feel better this dumpster day than getting your own chocolates and getting rid of your exes.
I agree, Avery. I think we do have China's number favorited.
This February 14th, celebrate dumpster day with Big John's roll-off service.
Hey, it's John.
And Claire from Big John's roll-off service. We believe in the power of therapeutic separation
We can drop off the right size roll-off and help you get the fresh start you need.
Text us at 417-540-0663 or go to BigJohnsRolloff.com and get your flat rate upfront price today.
Have you guys watched Fallout Season 2 yet? I'm on Episode 2 of Season 2. So far, pretty good.
Our dogs bring us
They have a lot of, for people that have played the series, they have a lot of really fun references in there.
a hope for a world where every dog has everything they need. So they ask that you join them for their Spread the Love Drive. Donations of things like training treats, collars, leashes, and cleaning supplies like paper towels, soap, and laundry detergent are incredibly helpful for local adoption organizations. With All Dogs Dream Spread the Love Drive, they will be helping supply organizations who find loving homes for retired breeding dogs. And with your help, All Dogs Dream can ensure their needs are met while these organizations look for their forever home. Join them in the Spread the Love Drive at All Dogs Dream, just north of Neosho on Gateway Drive. Find more info and book your dog's reservation online at alldogsdream.com. Join us as we spread the love for those retired breeding dogs looking for forever homes at All Dogs Dream.
Got a vision in your head? A Pinterest board full of sparkle? Or maybe just a wild idea sketched on a napkin? At Como Jewelry, we love that. Our custom design process lets you dream big and be part of the magic from start to finish. We'll help you create a piece that's 100% you. Come see us in Pittsburgh or at our brand new Joplin location at 3401 North Range Line. Como Jewelry, your jeweler for a lifetime, and your custom creation headquarters.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The Mexican cartels, Mexico is playing with fire. Drones operated by these cartels breach American airspace. Thankfully, they were disabled by the U.S. military. The breach took place near El Paso International Airport in Texas, leading the FAA to temporarily close the airport. According to Sean Duffy, Transportation Secretary, confirming the breach, saying that the FAA acted swiftly to address the cartel drone incursion, and then stated that the threat has been neutralized, referring to the Department of War. The restrictions have been lifted and normal flights resuming. Not a good idea if Mexico wants to play this game.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
I mean, this is an incredible story for 2025. Silver gained a whopping 115% increase this past year alone. Unbelievable. Now, analysts are saying it could hit even $100 an ounce next year. Look, not only have I been buying silver for 40 years, but I've been doing commercials just like this, telling you how to diversify and have a part of your portfolio in gold and silver for 3 years now. That's why I am a customer of the best in the business, and that is Goldco. They've got over 8,000 five-star reviews. They got a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. They are offering you a free 2026 gold and silver kit, plus a limited time offer where you can get a 10% instant match in bonus gold or silver, and that's just for getting started. Call now, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. That's 855-815-GOLD, or HannityGold.com. Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Every weekday starting at 2, I am live on FM 102.9 and AM 1310 News Talk KZRG. Tune in. Stay up to date.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Just before 7, Ted Bojorquez,
Steve Scott, Lucas Davis,
Chris Plant joining us at 9, Clay Travis and Buck Sexton at 11, Sean Hannity at 2, and Mark Levin at 5.
Going to be mostly sunny, expecting high of 64. Tomorrow, 30% chance of showers afternoon, mostly sunny with a high of 68. Saturday, 100% chance of showers with a high of 58. We'll talk with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25.
Yes, indeed, Reno. Zimmer Storm Center app is always available to you totally for free in the App Store, Google Play Store, or wherever. Get it on the phone. Don't forget about it. Great way to follow along with weather. Coming up after the news in about 10 minutes here, a little special programming, a deeper look into some of the mechanics that went behind what could become a data center in Joplin. Good morning.
The Four States News, Talk, and Severe Weather Station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 7 o'clock.
Is the black glove evidence?
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is a big question on day 12 of the search for Nancy Guthrie, who was found a mile from her Arizona home. In video footage released Tuesday of a man outside the home around the time the 84-year-old was kidnapped, he was wearing gloves.
Now, this type of clue, the glove, could ultimately offer critical DNA evidence.
Fox's Matt Finn in Tucson says despite 18,000 calls to an FBI tip line,
as of this morning, there are no known suspects. Law enforcement is not asking the public to be on the lookout for anyone in particular, and that includes a vehicle.
Minnesota will be in focus at a Senate hearing next hour, and it could get tense with Democrats critical of immigration enforcement demanding ICE reform, or they'll block Homeland Security funding beyond tomorrow.
Minnesota Attorney General Democrat Keith Ellison, House Majority Whip Republican Tom Emmer, and Minnesota's Commissioner of the Department of Corrections, Paul Schnell, among two panels of witnesses that also include the heads of ICE and Border Patrol, focusing on the need for local and state cooperation with immigration officials.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. Russia hit Ukraine overnight with a drone and missile barrage in the capital, Kyiv, and other cities, countered by Ukraine attacking Russian oil refineries. 2 U.S. Navy ships collide off the coast of South America.
The vessels are assigned to the military buildup in the Caribbean. The Wall Street Journal reports the USS Truxtun and USNS Supply hit each other in waters near South America. 2 people suffered minor injuries.
Fox's Carly Shimkus. In Brussels, there's a NATO meeting.
United States Under-Secretary of War Elbridge Colby says it's time for a NATO based on partnership, not dependency. The bloc's Secretary General, Mark Rutte, agrees.
For the United States to be secure, you need a strong and secure Arctic, a secure Europe, but also a secure Atlantic. So we are in this together.
Rutte also said the U.S. is leading the way on ending the war in Ukraine.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Heading for a high of 64. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 7:08. It's 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 43 now in Miami, 43 in Joplin. AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. Opposing the death penalty in Oklahoma.
At 9 o'clock this morning, a vigil will begin for convicted killer Kendrick Antonio Simpson. Members of the Oklahoma Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty will hold the vigil in front of the governor's mansion in Oklahoma City. At 10 a.m., participants will stand in silence until a notice of a stay of execution is received or the execution scheduled for 10 a.m. is carried out. There will also be a vigil at the penitentiary in McAllister. Simpson was convicted of killing 2 people outside an Oklahoma City nightclub. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Exposing Arctic frost. Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley is upset that his calls were spied on by the Biden administration as he grilled the CEOs of major cell phone companies.
We're talking here about members of Congress. If you are a normal person, if you are a working person out there, just think of the fact that these guys, with one exception, Mr. McAtee's company, AT&T, all the other guys just handed over this data. They couldn't do it fast enough. They rushed to do it. When they want to bill you, they can find you in a heartbeat. When it comes time to protect your data, they're nowhere to be found. It is absolutely a disgrace.
Hawley says everyone should switch to AT&T because Verizon and T-Mobile are terrible.
There were 114 fire-related deaths in Missouri last year, that according to provisional data from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. Fire Marshal Tim Bean says that fire causes vary, but he says in the winter months, improper space heater use is often to blame.
Not thinking, setting them in proximity of our beds or furniture, clothing on the floor, or just articles, we have in our homes.
He also urges residents to keep 3 feet of clearance around the heater. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 43 now at 7:04, going on 7:05. News Talk, KZRG.
East 15th Street is now open following progress on the stormwater improvements in the area between Highview Avenue and Mississippi Avenue. The work was part of the stormwater project in the Texas Avenue area and was one of 9 stormwater projects being funded through the American Rescue Plan Act. The city of Joplin says the road is currently drivable and final paving will be completed in the coming weeks.
A revenge porn case in Barton County. 25-year-old Gavin Xander Hall faces a first-degree harassment charge for allegedly sending revenge porn to the boss and text messages to the father of his wife after the two separated and she moved to Springfield. Hall's bond is set at $1,000 cash or surety in that case. Hall is on probation from a 2023 case in Greene County in which he received a suspended sentence after he pleaded guilty to a charge of unlawful use of a weapon. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, the MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State in a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of the city of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling cart today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle, it's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 7:30. Breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here's your KZRG forecast. We'll see a few clouds around into sunrise, a low near 40. Mild weather again on Thursday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 63. Just a few clouds around on Thursday night, low 42. Partly sunny Friday, afternoon high quite warm in the upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Give your house a fresh new feel with new furniture or flooring today. See the pros at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store.
Clean sweep on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar this morning. It's 37 now in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Webb City, 43 in Joplin. 100 weather updates every 24 hours on News Talk KZRG. KZRG News Time 7:08.
They say communication is key. I'm not sure exactly who they are, but here at Hickman Lawn and Landscape Services, we completely agree. For the past 5 years, we've been serving Joplin and the surrounding areas, taking care of your lawn and landscaping needs. We listen to your needs and wants to ensure we deliver high-end professional services, creating works of art out of your outdoor spaces. I'm Skylar Hickman. Visit hickmanlawns.com today to see why Hickman is the top choice for lawn and landscaping.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln.
Good morning, everybody. Carol, good morning. What's going on, Carol? Avery, I don't think, Avery said, wait, is the candlelit visual to encourage the execution or try and stop it? I don't think it's either. I think they're mourning him, the killer, the convicted killer, which is crazy.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened.
Signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Gingrich Structures builds agricultural, commercial, and residential post-frame buildings designed to meet your needs. All built with superior craftsmanship and attention to every detail. From planning to completion, your local Gingrich Pro will guide you every step of the way, helping you create a custom post-frame building you can count on for years to come. Visit GingrichStructures.com to connect with your local Gingrich Pro and ask about the industry's only 5-year workmanship warranty. That's GingerICHStructures.com.
News, weather, politics. Live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:10, that's the KZRG News Time. Ted Bojorquez.
Steve Scott.
Lucas Davis.
It's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 64 today, according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Mostly clear tonight, down to 43. Tomorrow, a chance of afternoon showers. Mostly sunny with during the day with a high of around 68. Then a 80% chance of showers tomorrow night with the overnight low down to 52. We'll be talking to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith at 7:25.
That's right. We're now going to air a little bit of special programming for you this morning, a deeper dive on the Joplin Data Center saga. Now, before we launch it, I just want to put this little asterisk in the front here. This is a deeper dive on one specific portion of this story. This is not the full, complete thing. There are many, many angles to be considered here, and this is not to encourage promoting a data center or to encourage the promoting a lack of a data center. We just had a lot of questions from the 4 states area about how the decision-making process works, and this is a deeper dive on that aspect. So with that, take a listen. The potential of a data center in Joplin has gotten even those who find local government a snooze fest paying attention. Concerns ranging from energy and water price hikes to national security have taken the whole 4 states region by storm. But there's a lot of confusion as to how the process works, what the steps are behind building a data center, and what the rationale was behind the Joplin city government deciding to annex and rezone land that might house said data center. Hi, I'm Ted Bojorquez with News Talk KZRG. Thanks for joining me on this deeper dive into the Joplin Data Center. And it all starts with the question of annexation and rezoning. Now, the city council is ultimately the one who gets to decide whether or not land gets annexed or rezoned, but they don't make that decision in a vacuum. No, they rely on recommendations and information provided by the city's Planning and Zoning Commission. So if we want to take a look at this, our first question is, who are they? And what exactly is the decision process they go through to either recommend or not recommend an annexation or a rezoning? To get the answer to some of these questions, News Talk KZRG spoke with Troy Bolander, who is the director of the Planning, Development, and Neighborhood Services Department, and he explained to us what the Planning and Zoning Commission is.
Yeah, they're a citizen board, and of course they look at and review rezoning applications, and then they gather all the evidence and facts and make a recommendation and submit it to City Council. What they have control over in their recommendation, it's not a final decision, Council makes the final decision, but what they do have control over, they look at several things, and one of them is the character of the area, what our plan says the land should be used for, and a variety of other things. They also take input from citizens as well.
Did you catch that? It was quick, but it was there. Director Bolander said the Citizens Commission looks at what our plan says the land should be used for. What is this plan? Well, it's the city's comprehensive plan.
The comprehensive plan is actually a legal document it's read into the record of each public hearing by the Zoning Planning Commission and City Council. So it's one of the documents we look at when we make land use decisions, such as rezoning to another category, such as residential, commercial, or industrial. So, yeah, we just want to clarify that it is the comprehensive plan that we depend on. And, you know, one of the things we look at in making a recommendation, when I say we, staff makes a recommendation to the Citizen Board, which is the Planning and Zoning Commission, and also to the City Council.
So naturally, the next question is, who writes this plan? Well, Director Bolander explained that it's a joint effort, and a bit of a complex one at that. Very basically, every 10 to 15 years, the city makes an updated effort to identify the city's goals 15, 20, even 25 years into the future on any number of issues, including design, development, transportation, housing, and land use. when the city looks to write updates to this plan, the Joplin City Council puts in their budget a certain dollar amount to set aside to conduct analysis on the aforementioned items. That money can be used to hire consultants for construction or help determine the best use of land. The money can also be used for outreach efforts to get public feedback, conduct infrastructure evaluations, so on and so on. And all of that is headed up by city staff.
So it's primarily the recommendation comes from planning and development. That's our job. But we also gather input from other departments, such as police, fire, building, once in a while health, if they're involved, would be involved. So yes, we look at all that, or reach out to these other departments, but the recommendation comes from planning and development staff.
And once all that is completed, said city staff give that information and their recommendation to the Citizen-Led Planning and Zoning Commission.
We gather all that evidence and information, and then we prepare a staff report and make a recommendation to the Zoning and Planning Commission. They don't have to take our recommendation. They can make another recommendation.
The Citizen-Led Commission then uses those staff reports and that data to make a recommendation of their own. They then issue that recommendation to the City Council, who gets final say via vote. So basically, it goes from city staff to City Council, back to city staff, to third-party consultant, to Citizen-Led Commission, back to City Council. Do you have a headache yet? Don't worry. I do too. But hey, that's government for you. Okay, now we have an idea of what the comprehensive plan is, along with what the Planning and Zoning Commission does. But now let's take a look at what the city staff and the Planning and Zoning Commission can't do.
What they don't have control over is to identify a specific use for that property. Say, for instance, they rezone it to heavy industrial. There's many uses that are permitted in that type of district. Usually it's heavy industry, smokestack industry, warehousing, freight, all of those type of things, transload facilities, anything that's a heavy industrial use is allowed in that district. What they cannot do is restrict any one of those uses. So when they rezone it or recommend a rezoning, it's for all the uses allowed in that specific district, in this case, a heavy industrial district.
So the commission is tasked with looking at the value of rezoning regardless of what it could or will become, and regardless of what company or industry decides to build there. So when it comes to the Wildwood Ranch, which is the location where a data center might go, they get a say on whether or not that land should be heavy industrial, but they don't get a say on what heavy industry can go there. Just that heavy industry can go there. So what about annexation? How did they make that decision?
There's a lot of requirements that we have that the county does not. And, when we look at annexation, we have to look at is it reasonable and necessary for Joplin and for our growth particular. Yes, we felt it's reasonable and needed. But part of that is we do have regulations in place to control the nuisances that are oftentimes created by these heavy industries, and the county does not. So nothing is for certain. Even if we're not even talking about a specific, not even a data center, if another heavy industry wanted to go out there, a smokestack industry, and it's not in the city, there's really no controls in the county. They don't have any zoning or land use controls.
So in the case of the Wildwood Ranch property, the commission did decide that it would be of value for Joplin to annex and rezone. And this is where I quote Werner Herzog. But why? How did the commission make the determination that it was appropriate to recommend this land be rezoned to heavy industrial?
Before the current owner bought the property, we discussed having an industrial park or industrial uses out there. Just for the fact we have discussed a west corridor for that area, which will complete our transportation loop for heavy traffic in the Joplin metro area. Right now we have I-44 on the south, we have Highway 249 on the east, we have 171 to the north. So that western corridor or bypass will connect 171 up by Carl Junction to exit 1 in Joplin. So that will connect the loop for the heavy truck traffic. And another reason for that, MoDOT has always stated it will allow us to take the heavy truck traffic off of Main Street, which has always been a point of contention when you talk about pedestrian-friendly development along Main Street and make it more walkable, just because of the fact we have heavy truck traffic coming down that corridor.
But it wasn't just that.
Another factor we looked at when arriving at our recommendation is there's currently heavy industrial uses out there right now. You have a power generating station, electric generating station out there by Liberty, owned by Liberty. You also have Owens Corning, which is a smokestack industry currently in that area as well. So that was part of our recommendation by looking at all those factors as well.
So there you have it. That's the background as to why the committee felt comfortable recommending to the Joplin City Council that this land be rezoned for heavy industrial use. Now, whether that heavy industrial use is a traditional factory of the 20th century or the data center of the 21st century is out of the purview of the committee's recommendation. So now we have from Troy Bolander, the Director of the Planning, Development, and Neighborhood Services Department for the City of Joplin, an explanation as to why they recommended the City Council annex and why they recommended the City Council rezone. Which leads us to our next question in this data center saga. Does that mean the superscaler can start building? Not quite. This is where we introduce a new character in this saga, and that character's name is The Study. That concludes part 1 of this series, where we got an overview on how the City Council made their decision to annex and rezone a piece of property that could house a data center. That decision was based off of recommendations and information from several groups. We also got to look at the makeup of those groups and their processes, along with an explanation as to what the city's comprehensive plan is. In part 2, we'll be taking a look at what needs to be done before a data center can start building, the protective regulatory measures that are in place, and rumors of a Chinese-based data center moving into town. And all that is happening with me, Ted Bojorquez, on News Talk KZRG.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch of springtime not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today, plenty of sunshine. Warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Josh with Bridgewater Roofing.
Winter weather can put your roof to the test. Ice dams form when snow melts and refreezes, blocking drainage and forcing water under your roof, leading to leaks and costly repairs. Our experts inspect for damage or missing shingles. We check your ventilation system, helping your roof stand up to winter's worst.
Stay warm and worry-free. For your free winter roof inspection and to protect your property all season long, visit BridgewaterRoofing.net to schedule an appointment today.
Bridgewater Roofing takes care of you.
My name is Brandy. I am the lead assistant for Team Dental of Joplin, and this is Hadley. She is one of my favorite patients here at Team Dental of Joplin. Hadley, what do you want to be when you grow up?
The answer to that question is a dentist.
What made you decide you want to be a dentist?
Just seeing how they work and how nice and fun it is. They always are introducing new staff members to me and telling them all about how I want to be a dentist when I grow up and how Dr. Lemus is super funny. They like the Chiefs, so probably if you like the Chiefs, you should probably go there.
Absolutely. Hadley is the model patient at Team Dental of Joplin. She always does a great job when we have her in the chair.
I'm Dr. Lemus from Team Dental of Joplin. Welcome to the neighborhood practice for your whole family. Learn more at teamdentalofjoplin.com.
Team Dental of Joplin, the neighborhood practice for your whole family.
When your pet feels their best, you can see it. In every wag, every stretch, every happy moment. They truly are my best friends. And that's why I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep them healthy and happy.
At Pinnacle Vet Clinic in Neosho, grooming is more than a beauty routine. It's an important part of keeping your pet healthy, inside and out. Regular grooming helps maintain healthy skin and coat, keeps ears clean, and nails neatly trimmed. Little details like that make a big difference in your pet's comfort and well-being. And you can trust the same Pinnacle Vet Clinic team for your regular vet visits and grooming, which makes it easier on you and your dog. They take the time to make each grooming visit relaxing and safe, so every pet feels cared for and comfortable. Help your pets thrive with a grooming appointment with Pinnacle Vet Clinic. Find them online at pinnaclevetclinic.com or on Facebook. When you want the best for your pets, go to Pinnacle Vet Clinic on Hammer Road in the Osho.
What do we have, nurse?
Patient is a 30-year-old male. Car accident left a severe laceration on his left leg. He's losing a lot of blood, doctor.
Okay, get him up on the table.
Help me, Doc!
Don't worry, son. Nurse, hand me that Band-Aid. There.
Is that all you're going to do?
It'll help a little. Better than nothing. I'm going to lunch.
That's true. It will help a little. Hey, it's Chris.
And Zach. We're the window guys from Windows and More. This sounds just like all the old storm windows we see slapped over old, leaky wooden windows.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a serious wound. New, functional, American-made windows from Windows and More will completely transform the look of your house and maybe more importantly, make a huge difference on your heating and cooling cost.
Or for even bigger savings, ask us about our multi-window discounts. Are you ready to be able to open your windows again?
See our showroom on North Central City Road in Joplin or find us online at windowsandmore.llc.
Never settle for less. The choice is clearly Windows and More.
Clay Travis here and Buck Sexton. Make your day better and come hang with us from 11 to 2 p.m. right here on News Talk KZRG.
We talk news, politics, sports, and also some fun culture stuff too.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
News Talk KZRG, Steve Scott along with Ted Borges and Lucas Davis. And joining us right now is KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Good morning, Terry.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Well, it's looking like we got pretty good weather, and at least through the next about 36 hours. Then we're going to get some rain, I think.
Yes. So, some rain would be really helpful given how dry things are, and I believe we're running a severe drought for most of the region. Last time I checked, we were well below average. So, yeah, some rain would be good. So today's dry. We may get a shower or two late in the day tomorrow. The bulk of the wet weather will be Friday night, Saturday, and Saturday night. So if you have plans or something that's weather sensitive, just know that that's when we're most likely to run into the rain. And it clears out of here pretty quickly, actually. Sunday and Monday of next week. The sun shines back and the temperatures are warming back up. This is, I was looking at our temperatures and we're running about 10 to 20 degrees above average through early next week at least. I haven't looked past that, but yeah, it's so mild.
So what should Ted expect on Saturday as he goes out on his date on Valentine's Day?
He should expect that he has to report back to the KZRG crew on Monday morning, first and foremost. Mm-hmm. We want details.
We want details. I don't know what Steve and Lucas got in their head that I have something going on Saturday, which, by the way, I will say, very flattering. Thank you guys for having faith in me to be able to pull something like that off. But
I'm
unfortunately,
sure you've got something going on. You're just being very respectful about it.
Am I being coy, perhaps? I don't think
so.
Coy,
yeah, even better.
Yeah, even
Women
better.
love koi.
Yeah, he's one of those Japanese fish called koi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But getting back to the weather.
Yeah, but getting back to the weather, and we'll get the details on Monday. By the way, that applies to both of you guys, too, Steve and Lucas. If we're going to introduce to Ted, it goes across the board.
Yeah.
64 today, and then tomorrow a shower 268. Saturday, it looks like showers off and on, and anywhere from maybe a half inch to an inch of rain during the day Saturday. It's just rain right now. I don't see any thunder at the moment. Well, we'll continue to watch it. And then Sunday's looking really nice. A sunny day, 62 in the afternoon on Sunday.
All right. Well, that sounds like we got a fairly good weekend if we like rain. But temperatures are going to be
regardless
nice.
of whether or not you like it, you need it. So, it's kind of like vegetables. You just have to have them occasionally.
We do? Really?
Yes, you do.
Boy, you're beginning to sound like my mother.
Steve, never tell
it's
a woman.
something that I do tend to do at times.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was told never tell a woman that that she reminds you of your mother.
No, I didn't say
Highly
reminded me. It
unappealing.
sounded like my mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, loophole there. Hey, Terry Smith, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
All right. See you guys.
Have a good one. That was KZRG's meteorologist Terry Smith with that weather outlook. Hey, coming up after the news in about 10 minutes here at around 7:40, part 2 of our deeper dive into the mechanics behind the decision-making process that the city council took to vote to annex and rezone property that could become a data center. In part 2, we pick up the story, notably regarding what has to happen before anything can build there, whether it's a smokestack factory or a data center. We go into those details, and also we talk about rumors of a Chinese-based Bitcoin miner moving into that land. That's a rumor that we've been hearing a lot about. We get into those details also in part 2. That's coming up in about 10 minutes. Good morning.
At 7:31, I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Searching for Nancy.
White House being sued.
Oklahoma execution today. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk. KZRG topping out at 64 today. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 7:38. 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Carthage, 43 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG. Another potential clue in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Sources tell Fox News officials in Arizona are investigating one set of gloves found in the area of Nancy Guthrie's home. This a day after the FBI released images and video from a doorbell camera the morning of her disappearance, showing an armed individual tampering with the camera. In the footage, the individual appears to be wearing dark gloves along with a backpack. The Pima County Sheriff's Department detaining a man for questioning Tuesday night, but releasing him soon after. The department says it's received nearly 18,000 calls on its tip line about the 84-year-old's disappearance since February 1st, the FBI offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to her recovery. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
4 states are suing the White House over the loss of federal public health money.
Sources tell Fox News officials in Arizona are investigating one set of
The Democratic-led states, California, Colorado, Illinois, and Minnesota, claim the cuts were intended as retribution and say it will hurt efforts for HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. The states say the $600 million in federal money has already been allocated. The administration has revised the CDC's priorities and its approach on specific communities. The agency says the approach is not translated into measurable improved health for minorities. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
Oklahoma set to execute a man convicted in a double 2006 drive-by shooting murder this morning.
46-year-old Kendrick Simpson will go to his death, having first apologized for killing the two men. Today's scheduled execution will be the first of the year in Oklahoma and the second in the United States. The apology coming in a clemency hearing, which failed to convince the parole board to set aside his execution, and yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court also rejected his late appeal to spare him the death penalty. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
It is 43 at 7:34. News Talk, KZRG.
A proposed change to the city charter.
Joplin residents going to be seeing this on their April 7th ballot. Should the term emergency ordinance be changed to expedited ordinance? Currently, when the city council needs to act on certain issues, the item may be considered as an emergency, which allows the council to hold a single reading of the bill, get public input, then vote on the matter at a single meeting. All other ordinances require second and third readings. The intent of this proposed amendment to make the process easier for you to understand, clarifying the ordinance does not need to invoke a true emergency to be considered through this faster process. I'm Cy Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Like a fire late last week, it included thick black smoke. It happened yesterday near West Zora and Peace Church Avenue, just a little before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. About 24 tires burned, as well as some other things. Fire crews from Joplin and Carl Junction helped put out the fire. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. 43. It's now going on 735. News Talk, KZRG.
In Vernon County, no luck for 49-year-old Jeffrey Luck of Nevada. He faces multiple felony charges after a witness claimed they saw him trying to break into 2 structures. He was placed under arrest, but Luck's bad luck wasn't over. At the Vernon County Jail, a baggie containing meth was found folded up in a dollar bill on his person. He faces multiple charges.
Dawson's Creek star James Vanderbeek has passed away. Chandler Painter has more.
The actor passing away after publicly battling cancer for almost a year and a half. His official Instagram saying this, quote, "Our beloved James David Vanderbeek passed peacefully this morning. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and the sacredness of time. Those days will come. For now, we ask for peaceful privacy as we grieve our loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend." The 48-year-old husband and father of 6 children was best known for his role in the 90s teen soap opera Dawson's Creek and movies like Texas Rangers and Varsity Blues.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, the MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State in a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of the city of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling cart today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle. It's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 8 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch is springtime, not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today, plenty of sunshine, warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 37 in Neosho, 36 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Hornet, 43 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time 7:38.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes.
This is Liberty Tree Guns, the best place to sell your firearms. Walk in with a gun, walk out with money.
We buy guns, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes. We are the best, oh yes. We buy guns, oh yes.
Liberty Tree Guns, across from Lowe's in Carthage. Or visit Liberty Tree.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's see here. 15-minute cities. I want to do, by the way, good morning, girls, Chris. I want to do more research on those, because that's a relatively new concept to me. But I'm glad you guys brought it up. I'm going to look into that. Eileen, by the way, thank you. That is very sweet. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. And to answer your question, Teresa, it took me about 3 days to put all this together. A little peek behind the curtain for you guys here on the stream. The interview with Bolander was about 60 minutes. and we covered a bunch of different things, and I had a lot of follow-up questions, and what you had heard in part one was a culmination of everything that he was saying, because it was sort of all scattered around. So I had to reorganize it and whatnot, and then I had to build out sort of the structural narrative of it.
At least you got to use 20 minutes worth of it.
Yeah.
And when I go for a half-hour interview, you're going to use 8 seconds.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, and the other minutes of that interview I didn't use were great. They were all very informative.
It's just you don't have enough time.
Well, I actually didn't leave anything out. So, like, for instance, that whole bit where he explains it goes from staff to city council to staff to citizens organization back to city council. That process took up like 25 minutes of interview time because it was very complex and it was very difficult for me to grasp. So I had him repeat it like 17 times to make sure I understood it, and then I made that audio summary of it. So a lot of the interview of that extra audio is the exact same information, just said multiple times over a longer period of time. So it took me about 3 days to put it all together between everything.
Did you see the photo of the hearing yesterday where they asked of all the victims that weren't interviewed by the DOJ?
And they all stood up, and there was like 15 of them. Yeah, what is that?
With Bondi not even looking at them?
Yeah, it's rough.
Weekday starting at 5 on News Talk KZRG for the latest news, politics, and commentary. You won't want to miss it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
7:41, that's the KZRG News Time.
Going to be mostly sunny today with a high of 64. Tonight, it's going to be mostly clear down to 43. Now, tomorrow afternoon, a chance of showers developing, a 30% chance, mostly sunny with a high of 68. Tomorrow night, a 80% chance of showers, low of 52. And on Saturday, showers, 100% chance of them with a high near 58.
We're now going to continue with part 2 of our special programming, a deeper dive into the decision process that went into the city council voting to annex and rezone property that could become a data center. If you missed part 1, and I give a little summary in the front end here, but if you missed part 1, we'll have it up on our website in the podcast section at newstalkkzrg.com. And again, a quick asterisk, this is not the end-all be-all. This does not cover every single conceivable angle of this story. This is one specific angle that we do a deep dive on. We're going to be doing more deep dives on other angles as well. And so I just want to put that out there because I don't want you to listen to it and think that KZRG decided that's all it is. There's nothing else to cover. There's a lot to talk about with this data center, and we're going to try and hit all the angles. But with that, take a listen to part 2. I'm Ted Bojorquez with News Talk KZRG. Thanks for joining me for part 2 of my deep dive on the saga that is the Joplin Data Center. In part 1, we spoke with Troy Bolander, who is the Director of Planning and Development Commission for the City of Joplin, and he explained to us how the City Council made their decision to annex and rezone land that could house a data center. He also explained the mechanics, information, and voices that went into making that decision, along with an overview of the city's comprehensive plan. If you missed part 1, I highly suggest you take a listen to it at newstalkkzrg.com before tuning into this. But now that we have an overview of what led us to this point, let's take a look at what happens next. Before anything can be built on Wildwood Ranch, including a data center, Director Bolander told News Talk KZRG a number of studies need to be conducted.
Now there are 14 studies that will have to be completed. One includes a power study. We have to make sure there's enough power out there to accommodate a data center. And one of the studies we added to that was infrastructure and the utility impact assessment, which shows that whatever they do out there, if they do have to make improvements to the grid system, that it will not impact the consumer or the other ratepayers. So all those costs are going to be incurred and paid for by the applicant.
And that last point is something that was even supported by Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe when News Talk KZRG spoke to him about this issue.
On the energy side, the House and Senate passed a bill last year. It's called Senate Bill 4 that protects consumers from these large development projects, so they're not paying farther than the balance of their backs.
Now, back to Bolander.
Also, there's environmental studies they still have to complete, and other impact studies such as stormwater, air quality. We also look at wetland delineation, traffic impact studies, sound study, photometric study, which looks at the lighting that's out there. So there's a lot of things they still have to do before we would even agree for them to have a data center out in that area.
So on the surface, it sounds like between all these studies and requirements, if something were amiss or problematic, the city surely would catch it, right? Well, here's where it gets a little tricky. The city is not the one who actually conducts these studies.
This is Lynn. I just want to interject a little bit.
That's the voice of Lynn Onstad. She's the Public Information Officer for the City of Joplin, and she had joined us on the call.
Studies that have to be done, they're not done by the city.
Right.
They're done by the developer.
That's correct.
The studies that have to be done, they're not done by the city, they're done by the developer. Which means if a data center were to be built on the Wildwood Ranch in the city of Joplin, whoever is doing the building would pick and pay the people who are conducting the infrastructure impact assessment, the environmental study, the stormwater study, the air pollution study, etc., etc., etc. And then once those studies are completed, the commission gets their hands on them and uses that as a source material to determine if permits should be granted to build.
I know probably what the next question is. The protection of that, many of them are done by a third independent party.
And do you know who hires them, the third independent party?
It would be the applicant, yes. It'd be the user in this case. Say, for instance, the environmental studies. They have to be certified to do it. They have to be independent, and they can lose their license if they're not independent.
So now that we have a little bit of insight into the mechanics at play here, Director Bolander walked us through a brief history of the Wildwood Ranch property specifically.
This type of use out there on this specific property was first discussed in 2008. And it wasn't in the city of Joplin, but we had an out-of-town agreement with them to annex the property if we provide city services, mostly sewer at the time, because that's a city public utility. And as he was annexing property into the city of Joplin, and all of it has to be in by 2029 per the agreement, that we would hold public hearings and assign the appropriate zoning classification to the property. So right now, the property he has brought in, there's several acres of residential. There's several properties that are zoned commercial. And this is the piece that we discussed we felt appropriate should be rezoned to industrial.
And now let's talk about a little bit of chatter News Talk KZRG has heard. There's been rumor that the possible data center that could be going on this property might be a Bitcoin mining operation from a company based out of Hong Kong. And that company is called the Abbott's Group. Well, News Talk KZRG investigated this matter as well.
We did have a request, I believe it was in early 2025. Abbott's Group had submitted an application for incentives to the state. The state can grant incentives, and we can also grant incentives as well locally. We looked at that application, and we also asked for a pro forma and their financial position with this group. We never did get good information from them, and in the end, we really didn't know who was directly benefiting from this potential incentive. So we said no, and that project is now dead. Abbott did not pursue Joplin for their project.
Now, to clarify, no one in the city said, no, you can't build the data center here. They simply said no to tax incentives for the Abbott's Group, thus making Joplin a much less attractive place for the Abbott's Group to build.
So unless we have additional information, we will not offer any incentives, and we never heard back from them.
So there it is. A brief overview of the mechanics that went behind the Joplin City Council voting to annex and rezone land that could become a data center in the city of Joplin, along with a look at what still needs to be done before anyone builds on that land. whether it's a data center or a damper actuator factory. I'm Ted Bojorquez with News Talk KZRG. Stay tuned for more similar episodes like this as we dive deeper and deeper into the saga that is the Joplin Data Center.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch of springtime not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today. Plenty of sunshine. Warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Gingrich Structures builds agricultural, commercial, and residential post-frame buildings designed to meet your needs. All built with superior craftsmanship and attention to every detail. From planning to completion, your local Gingrich Pro will guide you every step of the way, helping you create a custom post-frame building you can count on for years to come. Visit GingrichStructures.com to connect with your local Gingrich Pro and ask about the industry's only 5-year workmanship warranty. That's GingerICHStructures.com.
I have a membership for clothes and still wear the same stuff every day. I have a gym membership, never use it, but I'm pretty much locked into it for the whole year. But there is one that I actually use and I can cancel whenever I want.
There's no such thing.
It doesn't exist.
Prove it. It's my Hurricane Car Wash membership.
Keep your ride spotless or cancel anytime with an unlimited wash Hurricane Car Wash membership. Get daily washes in the soft touch or touch-free bays 24/7 at all 3 of their locations, 2 in Carthage and 1 in Webb City. Hurricane knows you'll love the convenience of your membership and the look of a clean car year-round, but if you ever need to take a break, you can cancel anytime. You're never locked into your membership, so get the membership you will actually use, that you'll see the results, and you can cancel anytime. Download the Touch 4 Wash app today or find out more at hurricanecarwash.net. When the only thing strong enough to fight the dirt is a hurricane. Hurricane Car Wash.
Valentine's Day. Sure, it's great for couples, but what if you're home alone, just looking at junk that reminds you of an ex? For you, February 14th can be Dumpster Day. Erase any sign of that loser with the help of Big John's roll-off service.
Big John's.
We call it therapeutic separation cleaning, and nothing will make you feel better this dumpster day than getting your own chocolates and getting rid of your ex's junk. It's good for the soul and will save you space. This February 14th, celebrate Dumpster Day with Big John's roll-off service.
Hey, it's John.
And Claire from Big John's roll-off service. We believe in the power of therapeutic separation cleaning.
We can drop off the right size roll-off to help you get the fresh start you need.
Text us at 417-540-0663 or go to BigJohnsRolloff.com and get your flat rate upfront price today.
When you've got big waste, you need Big John's.
Big on service, big on savings. Big John's.
Hinkle's Ace Hardware, they got what you need there.
Whoa, easy there, killer. Is that neon salmon with a side of 1970s lime? Your walls aren't just dated, they are crying for help. It's time to neutralize the situation at Hinkle's Ace Hardware. We've got the on-trend palettes that'll turn your fixer-upper into fixed it. Grab the designer-approved colors you see on TV, like the Benjamin Moore favorites used by Dave and Jenny Mars on Fixer to Fabulous, or the iconic Magnolia Home line from Fixer Upper. This is quality stuff, folks. We're talking fewer coats, less mess, and low-odor formulas that won't clear out the house. These coatings are built to last with stain resistance tough enough to handle a scrubbing from a busy household. Save time, save money, and finally stop squinting at those walls. Visit Hinkle's Ace Hardware in Webb City or our location just around the corner from Freeman Hospital in Joplin. Hinkle's Ace Hardware for people with ugly rooms.
Neighbors helping neighbors. Hinkle's Ace Hardware Store.
When your pet feels their best, you can see it. In every wag, every stretch, every happy moment. They truly are my best friends. And that's why I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep them healthy and happy.
At Pinnacle Vet Clinic in Neosho, grooming is more than a beauty routine. It's an important part of keeping your pet healthy, inside and out. Regular grooming helps maintain healthy skin and coat, keeps ears clean, and nails neatly trimmed. Little details like that make a big difference in your pet's comfort and well-being. And you can trust the same Pinnacle Vet Clinic team for your regular vet visits and grooming. which makes it easier on you and your dog. They take the time to make each grooming visit relaxing and safe, so every pet feels cared for and comfortable. Help your pets thrive with a grooming appointment with Pinnacle Vet Clinic. Find them online at pinnaclevetclinic.com or on Facebook. When you want the best for your pets, go to Pinnacle Vet Clinic on Hammer Road in Neosho.
In 1884, Community Bank and Trust opened its doors with one mission: to serve the families and businesses in the four-state area. 139 years later, and we're still serving our communities with local banking that feels very different. Visiting Community Bank and Trust feels more like visiting your neighbor. We'll always say hi and welcome you in. We'll always ask you how you are because we care about the answer. And whatever you need help with, our people will always find a way to make it happen. Visit your local Community Bank and Trust branch today to see what we mean. Be sure to ask about our absolutely free checking, the account that gives you all the features you need for 0 monthly fees. No matter which account you choose, you'll also get a free gift card just for banking with us. Stop in today and make the switch to your local employee-owned bank. Community Bank and Trust, where trust is so important, it's in our name. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 580491.
Join me, Clay Travis, and my good friend Buck Sexton weekdays starting at 11 on FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk, KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning Challenge.
Your chance to win a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from Ghetto Tacos, and in honor of Valentine's Day, in addition to that, chocolate-covered strawberries from Candy House Gourmet in Joplin.
To win, it'd be the first one on the phone with the correct answer to the question. 417-782-1310. 417-782-1310. Ted, what is today's question?
A little U.S. Trivia question for you here. Here it is. What is the least populated state in the nation that is part of the continental United States? So, not Alaska and not Hawaii. Knock those two out. You got 48 other guesses. What is the least populated state in the nation that is part of the continental United States? So not Alaska and not Hawaii. 417-782-1310. Steve, what are we giving away?
Complimentary taco plus chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos plus chocolate-covered strawberries
from Candy House Gourmet. That's right. What is the least populated state in the United States that is part of the continental United States? News Talk KZRG, what is your guess?
Wyoming.
Wow, I am shocked we got that on the first try. Who do we have here? It is Wyoming. Who is this?
This is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, what's your favorite radio station?
KZRG.
Love to hear it, Jeff. Now, I got to pick your brain, man. How on God's green earth did you just happen to know that?
It was a blind squirrel moment. I got to admit. I thought that would be one of the Dakotas.
Honestly, yeah, makes sense. You just kind of went through the Rolodex of the usual suspects. That makes sense, Jeff. Hey, stay on the line here, man. We'll be with you in just a second here, and you have just won a complimentary taco, free chips and salsa from the award-winning Ghetto Tacos, and just for you, buddy, to help you out this Valentine's Day, chocolate-covered strawberries from Candy House Gourmet in Joplin. Stay on the line for us here, Jeff. Yeah, Wyoming, the least populated state in the U.S. that's part of the continental United States. It has a population of about 580,000 residents, which means it has about 6 people per square mile in the
wow.
state.
Sounds like a good place to go buy some land and not have anyone around you.
Yeah. Also sounds like a good place to get hunted by wendigos and skinwalkers, and no one can hear you scream.
I'd be fine with that as long as no one else is around.
Well, there you go. So yeah, Wyoming, pretty interesting. About 584,000 people in the entire state. Who would have guesstimated? Steve, how's the weather today?
Mostly sunny, 64 for the high today. Mostly clear with the overnight low down to 43. 30% chance of showers tomorrow afternoon. Mostly sunny with the high near 68. 80% chance of showers tomorrow night, 52. 100% chance of showers on Saturday with a high of 58. That according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. And then the rain goes bye-bye after Saturday evening. It'll be cloudy with a low down to 46. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 62.
Yeah. Hey, coming up after the news, that Pam Bondi testimony in front of Congress yesterday. Where
Sorry, are you saying Pam or Pan?
Pam.
Pan?
What is this reference?
stepbrothers.
Oh,
pay him
all
or
right.
pay him.
Anyway, she got grilled mostly about the Epstein situation, and
it was so bad.
It turned into a bit of a clown show, bit of a circus. So we're going to be playing some audio clips from you, or for you, so you can hear the chaos. Good morning.
The four states news, talk, and severe weather station. KZRG, KIXQ HD2, Joplin. A free service of Zimmer Marketing. It's 8 o'clock.
Still no suspect or person of interest in the search for Nancy Guthrie. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and on day 12, Fox's Matt Finn reports from Tucson, Arizona.
Agents are scouring the area around Nancy's home here and also her daughter Annie's house. So this morning, one of our crew members saw the Pima County forensic team searching Campbell Road, which is a major thoroughfare that leads here into this neighborhood. And then yesterday, also investigators found a black glove about a mile away from Nancy Guthrie's home. The glove could ultimately offer critical DNA evidence.
The man in video footage released Tuesday was wearing black gloves at the Guthrie home around the time the 84-year-old was kidnapped. A hearing about to start in the Senate focused on controversial immigration enforcement in Minnesota that could have Democrats again sparring with ICE's acting director. As the U.S. military continues to patrol off the South American coast where suspected drug trafficking boats have been blown up the past 5 months, two American Navy ships collide.
The guided missile destroyer USS Truxtun and the supply-class fast combat support ship USNS Supply collided Wednesday afternoon during a replenishment at sea when ships sail side by side to transfer fuel and supplies. U.S. Southern Command says 2 people suffered minor injuries and are in stable condition, and both ships remain safe to continue operations. The cause is under investigation.
That's Fox's Matt Murphy. Ukraine has bombed a Russian military storage site containing missiles and weapons and attacked an oil refinery, while another Russian barrage overnight hit several cities in Ukraine, including the capital, Kyiv. An athlete from Ukraine who took a stand against the war was disqualified today at the Winter Olympics.
Vladislav Heraskevich was considered a medal contender in the skeleton event, but the International Olympic Committee president, who was waiting for him at the start of the course, told him he has to leave the games in northern Italy. His specially designed helmet displayed images of Ukrainian athletes killed as a result of Russia's invasion.
That's Jonathan Savage. America's listening to Fox News.
No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. We're heading for a high of 64. Your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith following sports. That'll be at 8:08. It is 39 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Galena, 44 in Joplin, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk, KZRG. Opposing the death penalty in Oklahoma.
At 9 o'clock this morning, a vigil will begin for convicted killer Kendrick Antonio Simpson. Members of the Oklahoma Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty will hold the vigil in front of the governor's mansion in Oklahoma City. At 10 a.m., participants will stand in silence until a notice of a stay of execution is received or the execution scheduled for 10 a.m. is carried out. There will also be a vigil at the penitentiary in McAllister. Simpson was convicted of killing 2 people outside an Oklahoma City nightclub. Steve Smith, News Talk, KZRG.
Exposing Arctic frost, Missouri U.S. Senator Josh Hawley's upset that his call logs were spied on by the Biden administration as he grilled the CEOs of major cell phone companies.
We're talking here about members of Congress. If you are a normal person, if you are a working person out there, just think of the fact that these guys, with one exception, Mr. McAtee's company, AT&T, all the other guys just handed over this data. They couldn't do it fast enough. They rushed to do it. When they want to bill you, they can find you in a heartbeat. When it comes time to protect your data, they're nowhere to be found. It is absolutely a disgrace.
Hawley added everyone should switch to AT&T because Verizon and T-Mobile are terrible.
There were 114 fire-related deaths in the state of Missouri last year. That, according to provisional data from the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services. Fire Marshal Tim Bean says fire causes vary, but he says in the winter, improper space heater use is often to blame.
Not thinking, setting them in proximity of our beds or furniture, clothing on the floor, or just articles, we have in our homes.
He also urges residents to keep 3 feet of clearance around the heater. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. It is 44 at 8:04. News Talk, KZRG.
City offices in Joplin, including City Hall, the Recycling Center, the Sunshine Lamp Trolley, and the MAP system, will be closed Monday for President's Day. The residential trash and curbside recycling services will run as usual. The regular Joplin City Council meeting scheduled for that Monday has been rescheduled for the Tuesday at 6 p.m. in the Corley Auditorium at Missouri Southern State University's Webster Hall. The meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 21 and streamed on the city's YouTube channel, with recording posted to the city's website within 2 business days.
A revenge porn case in Barton County. 25-year-old Gavin Xander Hall faces a first-degree harassment charge for allegedly sending revenge porn to the boss and text messages to the father of his wife after the two separated and she moved to Springfield. Hall's bond is set at $1,000 cash in that case. Hall is on probation from a 2023 case in Greene County in which he received a suspended sentence after he pled guilty to a charge of unlawful use of a weapon. Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk, KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, the MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State in a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of the City of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling cart today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle, it's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 8:30, breaking news as it happens. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk, KZRG. Now, KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. Sunshine and warmer weather today, 64. A shower or two tomorrow, 68. And more widespread rain Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Weather is a service of Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture. Give your house a fresh new feel with new furniture or flooring today. See the pros at your local Derailed Commodity Flooring and Furniture store.
No precipitation showing up this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 39 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Galena, 44 in Joplin. 100 weather updates every 24 hours on News Talk, KZRG. KZRG News Time now, 8:08.
If you're looking to build your barn-dominium, house, or your dream garage, we need to talk. It's very important to us at Settler Structures that you are informed, educated, and avoid mistakes. That's why we take the time to understand you, your wants and needs, and can design the perfect custom space you deserve. We'd love to be your building partner, but even if you have a builder, let's visit just to make sure you're started on the right path. Learn more at settlerstructures.com. 417-SETTLER.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Hi, I'm Julie with Van Beesler Greenhouse. I decided to start looking at advertising as helping me increase the flow of people through our doors. When I was new to this, I was just trying to get our message out there, but I feel like I was throwing money in lots of different directions and really probably wasting my money. Zimmer Marketing, when they approached me, Brett James came in and he wanted to know about me, our business. He wanted to understand what our goals were, what it is that we are trying to do here. They're not just trying to sell you time on the air. They're trying to help you build your business. So if you're a new company, I definitely recommend attending Transformation, taking to heart what it is they have to say and implementing it. It's been huge for the success of our family business.
Make 2026 the year you invest in you. Get started today at ZimmerMarketing.com. Zimmer Marketing. It just works.
Radio infotainment live from the Downstream Casino Resort Studio. You're listening to News Talk KZRG. Depend on it. From Studio 1Z with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
8:10 is the KZRG News Time. Ted Bohorquez.
Steve Scott. Lucas Davis.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG. Beautiful day in the 4 states today, right, Steve?
Yep, partly sunny with a high near 64. Tonight, mostly clear down to 43. 30% chance of afternoon showers. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, though, for the most of the day with a high near 68. 52 with showers, 80% chance of showers for tomorrow night. Then on Saturday, 100% chance of showers, high near 58. Showers ending before midnight on Saturday night, cloudy with a low of 46. 62 with mostly sunny on Sunday.
Well, yesterday, Attorney General of this nation, Pam Bondi, sat in front of Congress to be grilled on a couple of things. But really what took over the show was the Jeffrey Epstein thing. The fact that they are legally required, they as in the federal government, legally required to release all of this information. That deadline was in December, and we're still getting some of it. And some of the stuff that we were promised is redacted, which is interesting because under the letter of the law, as the law is literally written, that can't be the case. Now, I want to play for you this audio. It's about 4 minutes long, so bear with me, but I think it's important you listen. Listen to Republican Thomas Massie interviewing Pam Bondi about this, and I chose this particularly because, A, this is kind of the most viral one right now, but B, I think this is one of the more powerful ones. Take a listen to this.
To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name. And you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your deputy Attorney General said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking.
Really quickly there, thoughts on that? The fact that they allegedly accidentally released the victim's name. They did release the victims' names. That did happen. What's alleged is that it was an accident. And yet the co-conspirator list, hey, here are the people that were co-conspirators. That list of names was redacted. Thoughts on that?
This is probably the biggest cover-up that we may ever have in our lifetimes going on right now.
Oh, yeah. Watergate is chump change.
And it's not about like people are going to try to say, "Oh, you're a rhino," or "You're not for Trump." Like it's got nothing to do with Trump.
No, Trump is not a part of this.
I don't think Trump is guilty of doing anything wrong. But I think he knows that.
Well, not in this. Not legally in this.
I'm
instance.
talking about like I don't think he did anything with underage girls.
Right,
I don't think
right.
Trump did anything with that. I think Trump knows people that did do something with these underage girls or were a part of that island, and I think that both sides are protecting everything because, like it's been said before, the system will burn down if all these names came out. And I think right now we are seeing the biggest cover-up in our faces going on.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
I mean, that's insane that the list of co-conspirators would be redacted. That's insane. Of all the things that we want to know, it's who are the dudes touching children? And the FBI said you don't get to know who they were. You get to know the victims, but not the people that actually committed the crime.
And I'm so tired of the dodging of the, well, you didn't ask for any of this the last 4 years. Okay, the last regime didn't run on releasing the names.
Right.
This regime ran on that. We're expecting results. That's what we want. Like,
yeah. Promises made, promises kept. What happened to that?
And dude, like I know there's a lot of people that are like, well, just let it go. This is not going to be let go ever. Like this is not one of, there is a select portion of this country that is not ever going to forget about that. And that is a lot of these people who have kids.
Oh, yeah.
Especially young daughters.
Oh, yeah. Big time. KZRG News Time, 8:15. And I'm glad you brought that up because that's something Pam Bondi said a lot yesterday. She goes, well, where were the tweets when Merrick Garland was in charge? Why didn't you ask Merrick Garland? That argument is silly to me because what is the desired response? Oh, you're right. We didn't ask Merrick Garland, so we'll drop the whole thing.
Right,
Everyone that diddled children gets to walk free because we didn't ask Merrick Garland. Great point, Pam Bondi. Awesome. You really nailed that.
And once again, their administration ran on releasing they ran on transparency, releasing the names. Redacted names are the opposite of transparency.
Yeah.
Redacting the co-conspirators' names are the opposite of what we were told we were going to get.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue this line of questioning from Thomas Massey to Pam Bondi, Attorney General, regarding Epstein. Take a listen.
Not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over-redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction? Another redaction.
So that's crazy. The people that are plugged in directly to the DOJ system that normally have the ability, evidently, to look behind certain redactions, they're being redacted. It's double redacted, this list. That's not on accident. That's not just we're going to, do black Sharpie over this name. No, they went all the way into their internal system. So representatives that have clearance to look at this stuff cannot look at it.
Wow. The reason why this looks so bad and why she looks so bad, regardless of whether or not that the always Trumpers want to admit this, is because of the way they handled this at the beginning with the promising of being transparency. And then once the election went through, the whole giving the binders to the right-wing influencers saying the Epstein files were on her desk. When you get people gassed up and then you don't deliver, this is what happens. This is why there's a giant rift right now in the Republican Party, because there's the always Trumpers that feel that no matter what happens here, they're just going to blame Trump. When in all actuality, it has nothing to do with Trump.
No, this has nothing to do with Trump.
This is just what they promised they were going to do.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I would put Cash Patel on that. He gassed us up too.
Yep. 100%.
Cash Patel, director of the FBI, said he was like white on rice on this.
I honestly blame Trump the least out of all. Like with the handling of this Epstein stuff, I blame Trump the least amount of this because he was not the one gassing up everyone.
Right.
Well, Bondi actually made the comment she had the names on her desk.
That's what Lucas said.
We don't know if those names were redacted when they were on her desk. That's the point.
I mean, maybe if you want to be the most charitable as possible, I'm willing to bet
I'm trying to be the most charitable at this point.
I appreciate the devil's advocacy.
I understand exactly what was said, that because she did push the fact that she had the names on her desk and they were going to be released. And I remember her promising that, and the promise did not come through.
Yeah. The most damning thing that came from yesterday to me was, I believe they were asked, the victims that were there, how many of them had not been interviewed by the DOJ?
A handful. Sorry, really quickly, just background for those listening if you missed it. A handful of self-identified victims were present for this testimony, and that's the background. Go ahead, Lucas.
And it was asked how many of the victims were not interviewed by the Department of Justice, and they all stood up and raised their hands. To me, that is appalling. Well, how do you not even interview
at least those victims?
Yeah. And who knows how many they didn't interview? Who knows?
Yeah. And so while this line of questioning went on and on, the Thomas Massey thing, we'll end it there. I highly suggest taking a listen to his whole line of questioning. It was very, very telling in my opinion. But after this, and as a result of this 4+ hour long testimony, it got real heated and emotions started really flying. And I want to play for you this clip just as a token of how emotionally heated this hearing got. This is Representative Blanet interviewing Pam Bondi. She's a Democrat out of Vermont. Take a listen to this.
Didn't see one tweet, not one. I didn't see one tweet when Joe Biden was in office about Bill Clinton. Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once.
Again, not a defense. Oh, I guess we'll let the child rapist walk because we didn't ask Merrick Garland, or we didn't tweet about it sooner. So you're right. They get to walk. Good call, Pam.
It's just dodging question after question, not giving a straightforward answer. It's typical politics.
Yeah.
When he was
weak sauce.
And also, I want the record to reflect that, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh, is Jewish. I just want to be clear. Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Or do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
I reclaim my time.
Really?
The committee will be in order.
Talk to Jared Wise about anti-Semitism.
The ranking member knows that.
That's those are the people in charge of this country, by the way.
We have better conversation and production in our weekly meetings at the office than they do at Congress. It's so bad.
Any workplace in America has more organized
I'd rather
meetings.
be on a Zoom meeting during COVID than have to go through that.
Yeah. I want to play for you this one. We're up against the clock, I know, but really quickly, I also want to play for you this one because this one was also very emblematic of how chaotic yesterday's testimony from Pam Bondi got. The testimony was about a number of things, but namely the Jeffrey Epstein issue.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me anything.
I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order. Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds. We will give you a few more seconds. I said that already. 45 seconds. Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler.
All right.
My time.
That's awesome. I love her defeated. You're just a loser lawyer. No one even likes you anyway. And that was, by the way, to Jamie Raskin.
Seriously,
could I get back to 30 seconds? I just had to listen to that.
It's a high school lunchroom insult.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's what it is. That's all that was yesterday was just high school lunchroom insult. I remember getting into arguments at high school lunchroom that led to insults like that thrown.
Yeah, just like that. Not even high school. At least high school, they were dropping F-bombs. That's like middle school and elementary school.
I mean, I was. They weren't. But
all right. Well, that's about
right. That's why I got suspended.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on all this? And even removed from the Epstein thing, these are the people in charge of this country. When you're sitting there asking yourself why there's rampant crime, why people aren't following the law, why people are stealing our tax dollars, rampant fraud places, these are the clowns that are running the show. That's who it is.
Even if the whole Epstein debacle didn't happen, I mean, what has she done that they promised that where are the arrests? I mean, they said
that's what I mean.
They said the 2020 election was false. If it was false, it was faked. Where's that? Where's the arrest from that? If it was falsified, everything. The J6. I mean, if they really put those people behind bars that shouldn't have been behind bars, then there should be arrests made for that. Because that is illegal.
Now, to give them credit, they did release the J6ers.
They
that were
absolutely
arrested.
did. But where is the
inverse?
Right.
Yeah.
They put Trump through hell with convicting him through felonies and everything, and tried to get him locked up.
Yeah.
Where is that same energy from the
Pam
AG
Bondi
right now?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
That's what we were promised, and we did not get any of that so far.
No. KZRG News Time, 8:25. What are your thoughts? Leave us an open mic message.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch of springtime not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today. Plenty of sunshine. Warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
My wife says I'm pretty hard-headed. I'd say persistent. I try to stay loyal, but I got tired of getting the runaround when I'd order a dumpster for my jobs.
At Reliable Roll-Offs, they hear from people who are tired of false promises every day. Don't get burned again. If you're looking for a company to deliver on their word, Reliable Roll-Offs is ready to help. Get the right-sized roll-off for your job within 24 hours. Start on your free estimate at ReliableRolloffs.net. The best ability is reliability. Reliable Roll-Offs.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk.
Good morning. Eileen said there are other Trump voters who are wanting Bondi replaced,
Good.
myself included. I agree, Eileen. I
She
totally
needs to
agree.
be
Now, I will
useless.
say this. I think that Pam Bondi initially did a better job than Matt Gaetz would have done, for sure. Initially. But we're now getting into the mid-game here.
Yeah, we're past the honeymoon phase.
We're definitely past the honeymoon phase.
We need action, and we need for them to follow through.
Right.
That's what we need, follow through.
Eileen said Bondi is not cut out for a general's job. She's a great attorney, but not general. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's a pretty...
She looked so rattled yesterday. It was bad. It was a bad look.
It was not a good performance.
No,
for her.
not at all.
I think that to me... Oh, I should have said this on air. That to me was Pam Bondi's version of Joe Biden's debate with Trump.
I think she went in there trying to beat Trump and failed so miserably.
I think that's the moment people saw, oh my God, this is not working.
Like, she tried so hard to beat Trump in that whole deposition thing.
Yeah, with
and
the
it looked bad.
zingers
Yeah,
and the-
she went in there trying to be combative, and it was not a good look at all.
Not at all.
That's what I was telling you yesterday, dude. Trump is an outlier. Like, that dude, there's something about him that nobody will ever match. He gets people rallied, and dude, he's not a great talker. Like, he does not speak well publicly.
Trump?
Yeah.
No.
But he gets people rallied up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is a he's a general. He is literally they call George Washington like an idiot. Like, they said he was stupid mentally, but that dude won the war for us because he was such a good general. Like, if you're a leader, you're a leader in my eyes. Like, it doesn't matter.
I think for Trump, it's not what he says, it's how he says it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Because I'll tell you what, here's a little litmus test for Trump, and I mean, this is not new. This has been all over the internet for the past 10 years. If you take an interview with Trump and you just read the transcript, don't hear him say it. If
You're
you
like,
just
this
read
guy.
it literally sounds like a 9-year-old
Yeah.
is like telling you a story. But it doesn't matter because it works, darn it. Because he's got the panache. He's got that flair.
That's panache.
It's panache.
You know what that's off of?
Sure it's not Pam.
Isn't that
Django?
What?
Samuel L. Jackson. It's Django. How he says panache when
Yeah.
they're...
Yeah, that's what I
That's got panache.
for some reason I thought it was
The Black Hercules. Now that name's got panache.
They have a legal obligation to put first.
Now why do they call
Still, 2/3 of us ask chatbots for financial guidance, and more than half admit they've made a bad money move because of it. AI bots are completely devoid of empathy. People who are like that, well, we call them psychopaths. Join almost 1 million folks who get my free newsletter every day. You're going to love it at getkim.com. For small businesses, every single hire matters. But finding the right person can take time and energy you just don't have. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It's like having a smart hiring partner that helps you focus on the candidates who are a great fit, so you can hire with confidence. I know firsthand how time-consuming hiring can be. You're running a business, wearing a dozen hats, and you're sorting through countless applications, trying to spot that right person. Posting a job is easy. It's the finding, connecting, and screening applicants that you don't have time for. LinkedIn Hiring Pro handles it all for you, writing the job description, finding top candidates, even conducting AI-powered first interviews. Forget digging through countless resumes. Hire right the first time. Post your first job and get $100 off your job post at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. This is a total game changer. Don't miss out. Post your first job and get $100 off
Just a
right
few
now
clouds around
at
on Thursday.
linkedin.com/Kim.
Be sure to tune in to News Talk KZRG every weekday from 9 to 11 to hear what's going on with me, Chris Plant, on News Talk KZRG.
It's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
Ted Bohorquez,
Steve Scott,
Lucas Davis.
FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310, News Talk KZRG.
Going to be mostly clear for tonight, but partly sunny for today. High today 54, tonight down to 43. 30% chance of afternoon showers tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 68. 80% chance of showers on Friday night. 100% chance of showers on Saturday. So it's going to get wet, that according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Yeah, the Zimmer Storm Center app, also a great way to follow along with all things weather. Hey, earlier this morning, we played a little mini-series, a deep dive into some of the decision-making processes that went into the Joplin City Council deciding to vote to annex and rezone that land that could become a data center. Hey, if you missed... Oh, excuse me. I have the sniffles here.
Bless you.
If you missed it, check it out on the podcast section on our website, newstalkkzrg.com. It's 2 parts, and it'll be on our website by around 10 o'clock this morning. So
I promise you the production is way better than that noise that Ted just made.
Yeah, he started to sneeze, and he didn't get his microphone shut off until he started to sneeze, so we heard the
Yeah, you got the but not the chew.
No, but we heard it here in the
We didn't get the chew either. We got the...
KZRG News Time, 8:30.
I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Here's what's trending on News Talk KZRG. Searching for Nancy.
Canada mass shooting latest.
Weekly jobless claims. No one gives you more accurate weather more often than News Talk KZRG. Heading for a high of 64, your complete forecast with KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith. Following sports, that'll be at 8:38. 39 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 43 in Webb City, 43 in Joplin. FM 102.9, 105.9, AM 1310. News Talk, KZRG. Investigators are still combing for evidence. 13 make that 12 days after the mother of NBC Today show co-host Savannah Guthrie was allegedly kidnapped. Matt Finn has more for News Talk KZRG.
The Pima County forensic team searching the side of the road on Campbell Avenue, which is a pretty busy road and thoroughfare that leads here into this neighborhood. Some of the agents were taking pictures onto the side of the road. We're seeing a lot of this over the past couple of days. Investigators are prioritizing and focusing on the areas around Nancy Guthrie's home and daughter Annie Guthrie's house. Also, there's a photograph of investigators recovering a black glove yesterday, also on Campbell Avenue. And this type of clue could ultimately offer critical DNA evidence.
Canadian authorities are sharing more details about the person accused of carrying out a school shooting that left 8 people dead and dozens injured. Janley Painter reports.
Police say the suspected shooter, 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, was found dead from what appeared to be a self-inflicted injury. The teen suspect is accused of killing 2 of their family members at home before opening fire at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School in British Columbia on Tuesday, killing at least 6. Authorities said the shooter had attended the school before dropping out roughly 4 years ago, and they began transitioning 6 years ago. The 18-year-old also reportedly had a history of mental health-related contact with police and may have had access to weapons stored at home.
There's another report suggesting the labor market is holding steady.
Fewer people filed for unemployment benefits at the start of February. The number of new claims declined by 5,000 to 227,000 in the week ending February 7th. Claims have been holding in a range, suggesting many employers have not been conducting large-scale layoffs. More people remained on benefits at the end of January, though. The number of continuing claims for the week ending January 31st rose by 21,000 to 1.86 million. The January employment report released this week was stronger than expected, with 130,000 new jobs created and the unemployment rate declining to 4.3%. Ginny Coselda, Fox News.
It is 44 now at 8:34. News Talk KZRG.
A proposed change to the city charter.
Joplin residents going to be seeing this on their April 7th ballot. Should the term emergency ordinance be changed to expedited ordinance? Currently, when the city council needs to act on certain issues, the item may be considered as an emergency, which allows the council to hold a single reading of the bill, get public input, then vote on the matter at a single meeting. All other ordinances require second and third readings. The intent of this proposed amendment to make the process easier for you to understand, clarifying the ordinance does not need to invoke a true emergency to be considered through this faster process. I'm Cy Albright, News Talk KZRG.
Another fire in the Joplin Metro. Like a fire late last week, it included thick black smoke. It happened near West Zora and Peace Church Avenue a little before 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. About 24 tires were burned, as well as some other things. Fire crews from Joplin and Carl Junction helped put out that fire. If you see news, text us at 417-782-1310. Sunshine, 44. It's 8:35. News Talk, KZRG.
In Vernon County, no luck for 49-year-old Jeffrey Luck of Nevada. He faces multiple felony charges after a witness claimed they saw him trying to break into 2 structures. He was placed under arrest, but Luck's bad luck wasn't over. At Vernon County Jail, a baggie containing meth was found folded up in a dollar bill on his person. He is now facing multiple charges.
Dawson's Creek star James Vanderbeek has passed away.
The actor passing away after publicly battling cancer for almost a year and a half. His official Instagram saying this quote, "Our beloved James David Vanderbeek passed peacefully this morning. He met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. There is much to share regarding his wishes, love for humanity, and the sacredness of time. Those days will come. For now, we ask for peaceful privacy as we grieve our loving husband, father, son, brother, and friend." The 48-year-old husband and father of 6 children was best known for his role in the 90s teen soap opera Dawson's Creek and movies like Texas Rangers and Varsity Blues.
Now with sports, here's Lucas Davis on News Talk KZRG.
In NBA action, the Thunder beat the Suns 136-109. In D2 basketball, the PSU women's team beat Mo Western 64-61, while the Griffins beat the Gorilla men 78-70. Tonight, the MSSU men and women host Northwest Missouri State a doubleheader starting at 5:30. In prep basketball, Joplin boys beat Miami 67-51. Fred Taylor had 21 to lead the Eagles in scoring. Tonight's action sees Joplin girls hosting Republic, the Neosho boys and girls hosting Carthage, the Carl Junction girls hosting Bolivar, and the Thomas Jefferson boys and girls are at Exeter. Sports is brought to you by Hickman Lawn and Landscape. For professional lawn and landscape solutions in Webb City and Joplin, choose the experts at Hickman Lawn and Landscape. Visit hickmanlawns.com. Lucas Davis, News Talk KZRG.
Your news, a service of the city of Joplin. From plastic bottles to metal cans, recycling in Joplin is easy. Get rolling. Request your recycling cart today. Recycling benefits us all. Learn more at joplinrecycles.com. Recycle. It's how we roll. I'm Steve Scott.
I'm Lucas Davis.
Next news at 9 o'clock, breaking news as it happens. Now KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Here is your KZRG forecast. This stretch of springtime not going away anytime soon. Temperatures running warm at least until early next week. Another dry day today, plenty of sunshine, warmer, 64. Tomorrow, there's just a slight chance of a shower, 68 the high. But we do have some rain and possibly a good soaking tomorrow night and Saturday. I'm meteorologist Terry Smith in the KZRG Storm Center.
Clean sweep this morning on the KZRG Storm Tracker radar. 39 in Neosho, 39 in Pittsburgh, 44 in Carl Junction, 44 in Joplin. News Talk KZRG with 100 weather updates every 24 hours. KZRG News Time, 8:38.
The Joplin area is a beautiful place. We are surrounded by the hills of the Ozarks, picturesque waterfalls, and neighbors who make the area special. And for all the beauty that surrounds us, the very ground under our feet is terrible. I'm Blake with Firm Foundation Repair, and unfortunately in our area, it's very common.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Eileen said, here's a puzzle. While all attention is on Bondi, our entire War Department has been busy all over, including with Iran, Russia, and the UK. Yeah, it's a good point, Eileen. It's a great point. Hey, see you later, girl, Chris.
So with Farm Foundation Repair, you can trust a local crew to do it right for the best price. You've noticed your home has shifted.
Either Bondi is being used by our own War Department for distraction, or the Democratic Party is using her to win this November. It's also, I would like to throw in a third possibility. Is it possible Pam Bondi just isn't as good as we thought she was?
Stuck inside, and then to top it off, the other day, the heat goes out. Naturally, I need somebody fast. So I start asking my friends, and everybody is telling me to call Plumbing, Heating, and Air. I thought they just did commercial work, but it turns out they can fix any unit, anywhere in the 4 states, commercial or residential. And I felt really good about them, because Satterley has been around forever. Plus, all of their staff goes through a background check and drug screening, so I feel comfortable with whoever they send to my house. And the Satterley technicians don't work off commissions, so they are happy to fix your problem instead of trying to sell you a new unit.
I'm Barrett Satterley from Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. It has been our company's honor to serve Joplin and the surrounding area for the last 131 years. We are proud to be a premier Linux dealer. For repair, maintenance, or a brand new Linux system, you can trust Satterley Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Get started at our website, satterleyplumbing.com.
When your pet feels her best, you can see it. In every wag, every stretch, every happy moment. They truly are my best friends. And that's why I really want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep them healthy and happy.
At Pinnacle Vet Clinic in Neosho, grooming is more than a beauty routine. It's an important part of keeping your pet healthy, inside and out. Regular grooming helps maintain healthy skin and coat, keeps ears clean, and nails neatly trimmed. Little details like that make a big difference in your pet's comfort and well-being. And you can trust the same Pinnacle Vet Clinic team for your regular vet visits and grooming, which makes it easier on you and your dog. They take the time to make each grooming visit relaxing and safe, so every pet feels cared for and comfortable. Help your pets thrive with a grooming appointment with Pinnacle Vet Clinic. Find them online at pinnaclevetclinic.com or on Facebook. When you want the best for your pets, go to Pinnacle Vet Clinic on Hammer Road in Neosho.
Hey, join me, Sean Hannity, every weekday, 2 to 5. It's all happening right here on News Talk KZRG. Depend on it.
From Studio 1Z, with the latest news, commentary, and weather, it's the KZRG Morning News Watch on News Talk KZRG.
News time, 8:42, AM 1310, FM 102.9, 105.9. News Talk KZRG.
It's going to be partly sunny today. We're expecting a high of 64. Mostly clear tonight with the overnight low down to 43. 30% chance of afternoon showers tomorrow. Mostly sunny throughout most of the day with a high near 68. Tomorrow night, an 80% chance of showers with the overnight low down to 52. Saturday, 100% chance of showers. Hopefully it will not dampen the spirit of love on Valentine's Day. The high near 58. And then showers coming to an end before midnight on Saturday night. Cloudy with the overnight low down to 46. Then Sunday, mostly sunny with the high near 62. That according to KZRG meteorologist Terry Smith.
Yeah. Hey, we have some exciting news for you this morning. Usually we report on when road work starts, but today we have an update on road work coming to an end. East 15th Street in Joplin now open following progress on stormwater improvements in the area between Highway Avenue and Mississippi Avenue. This was a project that was funded through ARPA dollars, the American Rescue Plan Act, and basically they were trying to mitigate possibility of flood, or at least the intensity of flooding in that area, because that area is prone to flooding when there's heavy rains and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the road is currently drivable, but, with one T on all of those.
You like saying those words
over
and over,
It was
don't
a
you?
one T but, Steve, please.
Okay.
There is an asterisk, and that asterisk is the final paving will be completed in the coming weeks. And the reason for the delay, I didn't know this, but apparently asphalt companies, they're seasonal. They're seasonal, that's a seasonal enterprise. And the reason why is because paving with asphalt requires consistently warmer temperatures to ensure quality and a long-lasting surface. And so they're going to wait and basically until it gets warmer out, which honestly, I don't mind. I would rather they do it right. I'd rather we have a small delay in the interim and do it right than rush to do it just to say they did it, and then we have to rip it all up and do it all again in a couple of years.
That is very true. Or in the case like if you're in a major city like Kansas City, you get potholes that are so big, but that's because they've had to pave it when they didn't have the consistent warm temperatures.
Right.
Then here come the big potholes.
Big potholes, major industry, rivals with Big Pharma and Big War, of course. KZRG News Time, 8:45. Hey, some other news with the city of Joplin. City offices will be closed on Monday, February 16th, in recognition of President's Day. Now, what practical impact does that have? Well, very basically, that means that you won't be able to go to City Hall. It also means that the recycling center will be closed, as will the Sunshine Lamp Trolley and the MAPS system. So if you use public transportation in and around the city of Joplin, not happening on Monday. But
what about one thing, though, that normally happens on Monday?
Trash services. Glad you brought it up, Steve. Trash services will be operating per their usual schedule.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah? What are you talking
Normally
about?
on Monday they have city council meetings.
Meeting. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up.
Is that being moved?
That is being moved, Steve. Yeah. The city council meeting, which is usually hosted on Monday, will be moved to Tuesday, February 17th. Now, why is that important? I'll tell you why. Because on February 17th, the city of Joplin will be doing a second and third reading of their vote to annex and rezone land that could become a data center. Could. It's not in stone yet. KZRG News Time, 8:45, by the way. So if you want to be a part of that meeting, that is happening on Tuesday, the 17th. Now, here's another thing. City offices are closed. So where are they having their meeting? Well, they're going to be hosting it at the Corley Auditorium in Webster Hall. Now, the reason for that is because at the last city council meeting in Joplin that talked about the land where a data center can go, so many people showed up, they physically could not fit them all in the building, and people were turned away. So the city decided they wanted to host this Tuesday night's meeting in a bigger venue so even more people can be there and not get turned away, because they want all the citizens and all the people in the surrounding areas to be able to talk about concerns either for or concerns against what could become a data center.
Now, didn't that first meeting end up lasting like 7 hours or something?
I think it ended at like 1:45 in the morning.
So
starts at 6.
Basically 7 hours. I wonder if since they're going to have more people there, I wonder if it's going to last longer.
I don't know.
That'd be a good question.
Very good question. I guess it's a question only Father Time can tell. So we'll have to wait for that. And again, that meeting is not being held at City Hall. It is being held at the Corley Auditorium of Webster's Hall at Missouri Southern State University. Don't forget that there has been that location change. And by the way, earlier this morning at around 7:10 and 7:40, we had played a little special programming. I had done a deeper dive into the decision-making processes, the mechanics behind how the city council makes a decision like annexing land and rezoning it. In addition to that, that series covers the possibility of a Chinese linked Bitcoin manufacturer moving into the city. There's some chatter that might be coming to the city. We address that chatter. We address those concerns in that series. The series it's only 2 parts so far. It's only about it's like 18 minutes long. It's worth the listen. It'll be on our website at newstalkkzrg.com. We talk about that Bitcoin Chinese miner fear. So that's in that as well. And it also talks about all the things that need to happen before anything can be built there, whether it's a smokestack industry, whether it's a chicken plant, whether it's a data center. There's a lot of things that need to happen before they even think about breaking ground. That series covers that as well. So if you're interested in this saga and you're excited about the meeting that's upcoming on Tuesday for the city council, I highly suggest you take a listen to that series. It'll be on our website at 10 o'clock this morning. Take a look. All right, moving on from there. Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick has announced his office has started an audit of state employee purchasing cards, which began recently with a series of entrance meetings with various state agencies. Now, very basically, essentially, there's a bunch of state employees that get access to the credit card. And whose credit card are you wondering it is?
Missouri taxpayers.
It's yours. Yeah, it's your credit card. They're swiping it. And the Missouri State Auditor wants to make sure that they are swiping it for official purposes that have been designated legally and that are appropriate for the use. And to be honest, I mean, let's be real. How many times have you gotten hands on your company's credit card and you go, swipe away, it's the company card. Hey, yeah, you know what? I will supersize that meal. It's the company card. I don't care.
Did you do that, Ted?
Never.
Oh.
Never.
Boy, I'm glad.
Never.
Glad you said never.
No. So, look, we've all been in the situation where we've had our hands on the boss's dime. Unfortunately, this conversation, we are the boss. You are the boss. It is your credit card. It's your time. So the state auditor, he's taking a look at auditing this and investigating state employees' purchasing power and what they've been doing with it, which is great. Honestly, from my understanding, and by the way, to quell any immediate fears you may or may not have, from my understanding, this didn't come as a result of a whistleblower. I don't believe that there's concern of rampant fraud with state employees using the credit card. I think it's just sort of like basically, every once in a while checking the books.
Oversight type.
Yeah.
Type audit.
Yeah, it's a little checkup. It's like, you go into the doctor once a year. Just give me the quick top down. How am I looking? So that's kind of the idea. But anyway, I'm glad they're doing it because, hey, the more audits and the better as far as I'm concerned.
That's true. So if the doctor did a once a year look at you, what would he say?
He'd say, wow, I haven't seen you in 5 years. And that is true. I have not walked into the doctor's office in 5 years. That being said, if I were to, he'd probably say, wow, Ted, you are the single finest specimen I've ever seen. You truly are the peak of humanity. I don't think any human being, I don't think God has ever created quite a specimen as the one I'm looking at now.
All comments made by Ted about Ted's good looks, humility, and or general awesomeness during the duration of this morning show do not necessarily reflect the views of Zimmer Marketing or News Talk KZRG. In fact, it is advised all these comments are outright ignored. We now return you to your regularly scheduled morning show.
Whatever. Whatever.
KZRG's Big Three on News Talk KZRG.
Number 3.
In the mysterious Nancy Guthrie case, police located a mysterious glove about 1.5 miles away from her house. This could be a significant find if it's proved to be connected to the crime. DNA tests are underway.
Number 2.
The House passing an election integrity bill that is aimed at keeping non-citizens from voting in U.S. federal elections. This will require proof of citizenship in the voter registration process and information sharing between state election officials and federal authorities to verify said citizenship.
Number 1.
Immigrant rights groups are trying to get a suit tossed. That suit would prohibit the U.S. Census Bureau from counting people who are in the United States illegally during the 2030 census.
Now, the KZRG question of the day on News Talk KZRG.
What are your thoughts on the Pam Bondi testimony regarding the Epstein files? We want to know. Go to KZRG's Facebook page, News Talk KZRG on Facebook. What are your thoughts on that testimony from Pam Bondi? Coming up, Chris Plant, less than 10 minutes on News Talk KZRG. Good morning.
Here is your KZRG forecast.
Morning, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We didn't get to all the comments this morning, so I apologize. We weren't trying to ignore anybody. We just had a lot going on. Thank you for the feedback on the series. If you guys did like it, let us know, because we'll do more of them. So this was sort of something that I just kind of thought would be fun to do, and I thought it was pertinent and topical, and so I just went and did it. So, let us know if you guys like it, and I'll do more. But awesome. Thank you. See you guys.